everybody, it's Dee. I'm glad you're here, let's get into some things. I hope you're ready, cause this is what I do. It's all about different perspectives in here. Where you gon' get the real, no BS in here. We keep it real as we can. You can tell your truth and feel comfortable here. DeeDee's reactions, videos and live things. DeeDee's reactions, she's about to put on a show. These reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe, we about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions, keep it real, keep it DeeDee's reactions. What you gon' do? DeeDee's reactions, we about to go live. Subscribe, we about to go live. It's DeeDee's reactions. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh.
What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching. I hope y'all are doing well. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday. Today is Thursday. So happy Thursday to you guys. I hope y'all are feeling well. I hope you are doing well. Shout out to everybody. I hope all is well with y'all. All right. So shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching. Listen, as you come into the building, make sure you hit that like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Help a sister out by hitting the like button. And also, if you are new to the channel and you like the content, hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, share, and like the stream. And make sure you leave your thoughts in the chat. Also, if you want to support the channel via Super Chat or Cash App, you can definitely do that. It definitely helps the channel out a lot, you guys. You have no idea. So listen, shout out to you guys. Listen, first put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me good. 1 in the chat if the audio is good, please. 1 in the chat if the audio is good. And then we're going to move on. So I'm back with this whole Mika situation and Anton Daniels. You know, shout out to Anton Daniels. Shout out to Mika. You know, this is, you know, something that's going viral. Everybody is talking about it. It's a part of social media now. And so I just, you know, I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. I feel no way, no personal about nothing, no ill will to any of these people, or it's not personal. It's just what people would call business of social media. So I just wanted to talk about this. I kind of mentioned it yesterday. Tasha K did an interview with Mika. And while that interview is behind a paywall, Tasha K's live, you can go over and, you know, watch it in its entirety. I do have the video that shout out to Lakeisha Keisha. She actually posted this, and also House of Hypocrites, because he talked about this as well. And I have a little clip that he played, which is kind of giving me a little bit more perspective on the whole Anton situation. And I'm gonna let y'all know what I think about it, because this is what I think. Y'all let me know if y'all agree or disagree about this whole, you know, Mika being a side chick and all these things. Personally, y'all, I will say this for the record. I believe Mika. I don't think that she was Anton's side chick. And I'm going to tell y'all why. But I want to play this first little clip of something Anton said that kind of makes me believe that Mika was not his side chick. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that, or do you disagree? Let me know in the chat. I want to know. I don't think she was his side chick. I don't think Anton was fooling with her in that way. I don't. But I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to show you why I think that. But y'all definitely let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I want to hear what you got to say. But listen, once again, hit the like button, chime in. And I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Shout out to everybody in the building once again, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. I'm not going to keep y'all too long. I want to play this first little part of this video, and y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, all right? So let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
Earlier, like, do you like the controversy? Like,
yeah, it's great marketing. It's phenomenal marketing.
Yeah. Okay. So
you are phenomenal marketing. You know how much more valuable I become when I bring Mika with me to places.
Oh
man, you wouldn't believe the amount of doors that I get in as a result of it.
I'm just a chameleon.
Has Anton ever flirted with you? flirted with me as a sense of what? Just naturally, like we're sitting here, or because I'm gonna explain.
I don't want to get into wordsmithing.
No.
So let me hear a few of the multiple things that he said that was a flirt.
Probably if he's like, oh, Mika, you're so sweet. Or
You're such a sweet spirit.
Thank you.
Sweet spirited person.
Anton Daniels.
I appreciate you, Mika.
I appreciate you.
Now, before we get into Lakeisha Keisha's video with Tasha K, and all of that, and you're gonna hear, what Tasha K had to say about all of this. A shout out to Tasha K as well. But this initial little snippet of a video with Anton and what he said that she will be a good marketing. I believe that. I believe that. And and if you think about the interview from yesterday, when Mika was saying, Anton is totally different off camera than on camera. And then there's also video footage of the interview that he had with Mika, where his wife, she says his wife is typically there. His wife was there, sitting there, and there's video of him, calling his wife over. His wife is sitting on his lap, and they smiling, and Mika is sitting in the back. And I mean, the wife isn't bothered. He doesn't seem bothered. Nobody seems bothered by what's going on, because honestly, and it's just seeing this particular clip of Anton saying, you are marketing for me, and you know how much this is going to benefit him. I believe that. I do believe that. You know what I'm saying? I think the issue is on Mika at this point. You know what I mean? When he was saying that to her, I don't know if she really picked up what he was putting down. I don't think she really realized what his strategy was. You know what I mean? Now, listen, none of us were there, so we don't know exactly what could have happened, or maybe, maybe she was, if she was in that space of wanting to give him something. I don't know. We weren't there, but I listened to Anton saying that. That makes me think that it is all a strategy. It's all a strategy to use or to make it or portray it as such. Even when she said, yeah, he's different on camera. He says things to make it look a certain way. No, because that's business. When you go online and do your videos and do your content, that is business. You know what I mean? And then outside of that, it's normal. It ain't nothing really going on. So, either this is one big game or there is something going on, but based off of that, there is reasoning to believe that this is all a big game. It's all one big, strategy to push content for him to make more money. He said it to her. You know how much money and how much more opportunities I would get by bringing you, having you walking around with me, because you're like an asset. You're eye candy, you're arm candy. So when people see a man with a beautiful woman, it ups the game. That's how some people, you look at it. Like, if you got all these bad bees around you, then it makes you look better. And now, other business people, other businessmen look at that as as some type of measure. What do you guys think about that? I don't know for sure, but that's how I'm looking at it, because the only thing it would explain, you know what I'm saying, is that the reasoning why his wife is not having tantrums and tripped out about it. Because I know me, there's no goddamn way. You know what I mean? There's no way that I would accept that. But it would make sense as to why his wife doesn't seemingly have a problem with it. Right? When people keep saying, man, that's disrespectful to his wife. But what if his wife understands what he's doing? They had a conversation, possibly, allegedly, about what his strategies are, and that's why she's okay with it, because she knows what he's doing. I remember hearing Anton say that he, basically he's with his wife and that's it, that he don't have no outside this and that. But then on the flip side, it's like, oh, I keep a bad bee with me, because to streets and to society, that's saying something. That's saying that that's up in the ante, that's up in the game. Oh, this nigga got, you know what I'm saying? He got all these bad bitches around him. That's saying something to other men, and would make other people want to work with you somehow. You know what I'm saying? Are y'all getting it? Do y'all see what I'm saying? Because him saying that, I believe them. The way he said it and the way he looked, I believe that he said, oh, you gonna get me into so many doors. You gonna make money for me. Now, on the flip side, what this is doing for Mika is the opposite. This is why I say the shut the F up job pays well, because some things you don't say and some things you don't continue to do, certain things you don't do. And especially as a woman that we know now is married, it does not look good for her. Is this hurting Anton? I don't think so. And people are going to continue to talk about it, of course, because it's a salacious topic. That's what people do on social media. That's what people do who put out content. But is this really affecting him in a negative way? Or now we see the tables are turning, it's really affecting her in a negative way. And I don't think she really gets it. I don't think she get it. You know what I'm saying? So him saying that for marketing, using her, oh, hell yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, definitely. It definitely. So I think there's something to that, y'all. I'm just saying. Hearing him say that, I've never heard him. I haven't heard him say that until now. And I saw that clip, and I'm just thinking, wow, that's exactly what it looks like. You know, let me get these women to make me look better. Let me use these women to get to where I want to get. It's going to benefit me. It's going to benefit my business, but it's not going to benefit hers. And now she's doing interview after interview, thinking that this is somehow going to bring her, some clout and level up her what she's got going on. But it's actually doing the opposite. It's not making her look good. It's making her look bad. Divine Photos, the success remedy says it's negative for both, but who is it negatively going to impact more? Because if Anton already has his stuff established and he's continuously going, he's not even talking about this anymore. And now she's circling back with it, thinking that it's going to do the same, and I don't think it is. Because I think what women got to understand, the connotation behind it. Men who have a lot of women, it's looked at and praised by other men. Women who have a lot of men are doing things off collar. Hell, you can't even say a curse word as a woman. They look at you and like, oh my God, you know what I mean? So as women, you have to hold yourself in a different way, a higher standard. You can't go out here being seen or being portrayed as somebody's side chick and think that that's going to benefit you in the highest regard. It's not. And I think that's what we're seeing unfold. And, some may say it's not benefiting Anton, but he's still thriving. He's at a higher position to where even if it does affect him, he could easily bounce back. If you think I don't think it's affecting him, his money. He's still thriving. He's still it's not like people fell off and they're not supporting. He still has support. For her, she's trying to establish herself. And already with this type of publicity that doesn't look good on her. And now that everybody knows that she has a husband, it makes it look worse. So I don't see that being as beneficial. And hey, I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion on it, y'all. But baby, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get into this clip from Lakeisha Keisha. Shout out to her. She's been posting stuff about Anton for a long time. And she's playing the audio because this particular interview is on TashaK.com live, I think. So you would have to go over there, I guess, subscribe to see the actual video, but she played the audio of it. And I want you to hear what's being said here. They're saying that Mika is being exposed. It just doesn't look good. Like I said yesterday, y'all, once again, it doesn't look good. Successful MD, shout out to you. Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat. It says, just like he said he would give Corey a fade, he can lose it all just like Derek Jackson. I'm not impressed to see a man pay women to be there. Listen, Successful MD, I agree. I don't agree. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that people do, but I can see what it is. And him saying, oh, this is a marketing scheme. This is a marketing scheme to get beautiful women in my corner and have them, being seen with them. It makes it boosts you up. That's what if that's the strategy, I get it. And it would make sense why, once again, thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you, bro. Once again, this is why his wife probably doesn't have a problem with it. Because she understands this. Even Mika said herself, the wife doesn't have a problem with it because she knows what he's doing. She knows what he's doing. Anton is still winning. He got 20,000 more people join his Patreon the last 30 days. See, that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't, I don't think, I personally, look, I don't know these people personally, so I don't take it personal or one way or another. I don't know. So it's all just an opinion. It's all just my opinion. It's not the truth or facts. It's just what I think. And what I think you could take with a grain of salt, or you could take it however you want it. It's just an opinion. That's what we're all doing here, opinions. If you're not there, and you're not actually a preview to what people are actually doing, it's all an opinion. It's all, hearsay. It's all a thought or what we think. It's not actual or factual or truth. We're just giving opinions. That's what it is. So we got to learn to take it with a grain of salt, or think about it, or say your opinion if you want to. That's all it is at the end of the day. Because I'm not there. I didn't see two people. I don't know what they did. So in whatever they was, I don't know specifically what they did. So it's all alleged. It's all an opinion. And my opinion is, I do believe that Anton was using her as a marketing tool. I do. Because for you to, and I believe what he said. When he said that made me think, damn, yep, that was a marketing tool. That's a way to benefit him. And once again, it'll benefit him more than it benefits her, because the way she's moving, especially as a wife, nobody wants to really co-sign on that. There are people who either don't say anything, or they look at it and, like we're saying, this is some sketchy behavior. Why would you? She has more to lose than he does, because if this will interfere with your marriage, possibly, it makes you look bad to the masses. I've seen comments of people saying, that they wouldn't even follow her for her political views. They just wouldn't. They don't think that, they're not even taking her seriously for what it is that she want people to take her seriously, because this clouds that. This gets in the way of that. Being considered or viewed as somebody's side chick is not as beneficial as some women may think it is. It's not, especially when people want to take you seriously. You know what I mean? So this is why I say I would hope that she would realize that and recognize that, girl, this is not going to help you gain a whole bunch of followers and people to follow you. This is actually makes you look worse. And then he ain't even saying that he moved on. He continue to work. And this, to me, not good, especially even the interview yesterday, and this Tasha K one still doesn't look good, y'all. But let's get into this one. Let's get into it. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Make sure you are supporting via Super Chat or Cash App, y'all. Hit the like button as well. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Hi, they just know you was Mika?
I either go by Mika or Pop Culture Mika.
Okay, Pop Culture. I want you to come in. And even on the internet, and you're so serious about what you do. Next thing you know, you got a house, and they're taking your tax return. Well, listen, welcome. I know unconditional interview. Your team reached out because apparently you are being slandered all over the internet concerning you and Anton Daniels, a fellow content creator on the YouTube streets that has a massive platform.
Now the audio is a little choppy, y'all, because remember this was taken from I don't know why it's choppy, but it's a little choppy. So just to listen to it, she's saying that Mika, they reached out to her. So they reached out to Tasha K for this interview because Mika was being slandered on the internet concerning the Anton Daniels situation. Let's continue.
Apparently he's married and has been married for a very long time, has children and everything, and you two have a working relationship, but the content creators are saying that you guys have a relationship. They're saying that you are the mistress, aka side piece, side chick.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what we're here for. Now I'm going to talk to Anton, I believe Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. I'm talking to Anton Wednesday, Jason? Yeah, so me and Anton are going to be doing a full sit down. We will be discussing you, but I think it's only right that we, hear from your mouth. And so real quick, just want to, if you don't mind, just give us some short background on who you are and what it is that you do.
Cool. Well, my name is Mika. I go by Pop Culture Mika, and I am a commentator. I am a conservative commentator as well. I have been featured on Fox. I've been featured on BBC, and I am also in the YouTube content creation space as well.
Okay, cool. Are you journalist? I think I saw somewhere that you were a journalist.
Yes.
So you were cool and
No, I did not, but I have been doing this for a very long time. So I've been in the entertainment industry pretty much my entire life. And I kind of got into journalism by way of doing politics. So I do commentating with BBC News and, like I said, with Fox 5.
Okay, cool. All right, no problem. So real quick, let's start from the beginning. How did you and Anton meet?
So me and Anton met online. Anton reached out to me, sent me an email, told me that he would like to interview me. So that's how we met, talked about what we will interview about, and that was that.
Okay. What made you reach out to do an interview, though? Were you training at the time or something?
Y'all got to listen hard because it's kind of choppy. syndicated interviews for money. Successful MD, Tasha K didn't pay her for no interview. They don't be getting paid for those interviews. She reached out. I guess that's what you mean. Successful MD, what do you mean by syndicated interviews for money, for a bag? You know, she reached she reached out to Tasha to do an interview. Tasha didn't pay her for no interview. I guarantee you she didn't get paid for the interview. I've been watching Tasha K for a long time. I've been watching Tasha K for a long time. I've seen I mean, like before the Cardi B situation, all that. Yeah, I've been watching Tasha for a long time. I can guarantee you that lady didn't get paid for that interview. If that's what you're saying, I don't know if that's what you're saying. Yeah, she didn't get paid for that. Let's continue though.
So from what Anton told me, a lot of his I guess supporters or a lot of the people that watch him like my content, and they kept emailing him, because from what I know of Anton, they will email him if they see somebody online that they think is interesting, or they want Anton to talk to.
Okay, so he basically said the viewers have reached out to you. How many followers did you guys have at the time?
So at the time that Anton reached out, I probably had about maybe 20K on Instagram, and I had just I've only been doing YouTube a little over a year, maybe 15, 18 months. And at the time I had just started YouTube. So his followers probably know me from just, doing different commentations and being on different people's podcasts at the time.
Okay. And how many years ago was this?
I've known Anton almost 2 years now.
Okay. And so, so what would lead them to believe, because I know he had that big blowout with Corey Holcomb. I don't know if Corey mentioned your name or anything like that, but when it comes up, like, you are coming up as Anton side chick. Now, I do want to put this out here. You are very attractive. You're very articulate. And I don't want to ride my husband. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna keep it up. No, please don't be disrespectful. I'm just saying.
Tasha K says you're very beautiful, you're very articulate, but I wouldn't want you around my husband. Oh my God. That's what Tasha said. Babe, and somebody said it in the chat. I don't know what she was thinking going on, Tasha. Tasha is no holds barred. Tasha is gonna say what she think, and she is unapologetic about it. I've been watching Tasha for too long. I know how Tasha K moves. And, they're going to get into it to where she's like, Tasha asked her, so what did your people say about me? And she was like, they really didn't say much, but I mean, they should have let you know that Tasha is not going to sugarcoat it, baby. Tasha ain't going to sugarcoat it. She going to call it like she see it, and she going to look at it for real. This is why Tasha is still doing what she does for years. But anyway, let's continue.
However, you heard Cam Newton. Cam Newton said he can't be around no beautiful women and it just be strictly friends. Okay. And a lot of men do think like that. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of want to understand like the nature of the relationship. Did you guys just start working together all the time and doing content together?
So once Anton reached out to me and I did the interview, he, found that, I was interested in different things as far as pop culture and politics, and that I knew a lot when it came to those two areas. So we decided to go ahead and work together. Anton had something that he was revamping at the time, which was his old channel that he had called Fight Club, and he wanted to turn it into something called After Hours. So that's where I started, which is called After Hours.
Okay, guys. Did you guys meet up to do any of these shows, or you just kind of worked virtually?
Most of it is virtual. I've probably been to Detroit about maybe 3 times, but most of it is virtual. Okay. If not all of it, probably about 98% of it.
Okay. Now, did you meet the wife?
Yes, I met her the first day I came out.
Okay. And she didn't mind y'all working together?
No. And, to contrary of, belief or popular belief, she's there 99.99% of the time. She's not a content creator, so she stays off camera.
Okay. Okay, so at the time on YouTube, you said you had about 20,000 followers.
On Instagram. On YouTube, I had just started when I met Anton, so I probably had a little over 1,200 subs at the time. I was building my platform.
Okay, guys, so I just got to say something. She stated that Anton reaches out to her to do an interview and to do an interview with her. As a content creator, the only people you want to reach out to are people that's trending. Nobody knows who this lady is. She said she had 20,000 or something on Instagram. Instagram and YouTube are not the same. A lot of time your followers don't cross over, which means you can have a whole bunch on Instagram. That don't mean they come into YouTube. So she had 1,200 subs on YouTube, and she wants us to believe Anton reached out to her to do an interview. That is equating to $0. So Anton doing an interview with an unknown person that don't nobody know, I mean, nobody knew her then, really, and they don't know her now. So she wants us to believe that Anton reached out to her to do an interview because she is so articulate and she has all these things going on. But what we think is Anton, maybe he did reach out to her, but it was for something else, because there would be no reason as a content creator for you to be reaching out to people that don't nobody know. We would not be talking about her if it wasn't for Anton.
Now, that's facts. That's facts. And I don't think anybody can dispute that. That's facts. So, yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, so clear, anyway, we're going to get back to the video. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat, says, honestly, all Mika had to do the times when she was live streaming with Anton on his shows was set a boundary and say she is married. Then it would stop. Right. Set some boundaries. Exactly. I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, that's all you had to do. But unless she didn't want people to know that she was married, I mean, you're right. Thank you, Divine Photos. I appreciate you for the support. Successful MD says all forms of attention is currency. Not necessarily, Successful MD. Not necessarily, because it could backfire if the way, especially now, maybe at one point, I would agree with you on that, Successful MD, but at this point, nope. Because there's a lot of things people are doing that it's like you gotta be in a position to where you have something that the people want to see. You have to be entertaining. You got to have something behind it, though. Even if there's controversy, especially now, I see there's a difference. If there's controversy surrounding your name, but you have something to back it up, then yes. If there's controversy, but then you got something that backs it up, something substantial that people want to see and people want to follow, then yeah. But if you just have controversy and there's nothing to back it up, if you're not entertaining, if you're not funny, if you don't have something more substantial that people want to see or people want to get behind, then no, that's just going to be the controversy. And I think that's part of what happens when you align yourself with somebody who is successful, but then you don't have, Anton said it himself. He said there's a lot of content creators who align themselves with people who are successful, right? And you only talk about those successful people, right? But then when that dies down, if you don't have your own way of doing things or your own content that that draws people to you, then you kind of fall to the wayside. There is some truth to that. Because if all your videos are just on one person and you don't have anything else that draws people to you, then that's going to fizzle out. And then you can't do anything because you don't know what else to talk about. You can't, manage a conversation on your own, or you can't manage your podcast on your own. It has to be connected to somebody else. If you can't have a conversation with people and have people watch you, with decent numbers, and it's only based on somebody else, then yeah, it ends up fizzling out. So there is some truth to it. And, I think, once again, I think we're all, we do reaction videos, we do all these things, but you still got to have something a little bit more substantial to make people want to watch you, or, whatever it is, you know what I mean? So, that's why I said with Mika, respectfully, I think she shouldn't be doing interviews about the Anton situation. And I understand she wants to clear her name, but do it on your platform. Do it on your platform where you get the views, because right now it's going to give everybody else views who are talking about it. And she would still be neglecting her own podcast, her own channel, where the views could be coming to her and she could be making the money off of it. That's all I'm saying. I'm just telling her a little bit that I do know from being on social media for a long time. When you put these interviews out here, look, everybody's talking about it. So it's bringing more attention to you, but on other people's platforms. No, she could have went on her own platform and talked about it as much as she wanted to. And bring the people there. Yeah, people gonna clip it and they're gonna react to it, but they're gonna go to you to watch it first, right? So it benefits you, not everybody else. Thank you, Successful MD. Once again, I appreciate you. Successful MD also says it is, but may not be good in the end. Just like all money is not good money, success is also subjective. Again, it's currency, but not good. Thank you. I get it. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you for the support once again. I get what you're saying. Yeah, but look, once again, I would tell her, look, just be a little bit smarter about it. Do it on your own platform, ma'am. Do it on your platform. Get the attention. If you want to talk about yourself and what you went through and what you experienced, talk about it on your own platform. But I don't know if she wants to do that because she's trying to focus on a different topic. She's trying to focus on politics, and talking about this strays away from what she actually would end up, or what she would really like to talk about. So, you know what I'm saying? So she's like in a precarious situation, in my opinion. Thank you once again, Successful MD. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Come on now. We got like 171 people in the building. Y'all, we got 76 likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Come on now. Who not hitting the like button? Y'all in here, hit the like button. Let's continue.
I was already, doing YouTube. And when Anton reached out to me, I already had motion on Instagram because of the entertainment that I was doing already, and the news commentary that I was doing already.
Okay. Hold on for a second. Now, Anton's wife is really gorgeous. She's very gorgeous. She's nice. I've spoken to her. However, when I look at you, you get a lot of DMs on Instagram.
I get quite a few, but I don't pay attention to them because at the end of the day, that's not why I'm on Instagram. So I see them, but
you see them. What do they say when they're DMing you? What kind of things do they?
Honestly, I don't really get into it because I can, you can see what they start off with, and anytime I've ever seen something, it's not nothing that's ever business, and that's really what.
Girl, what they saying to you in your DMs on Instagram? It's getting fun, girl. Nobody has reached out to you other than you're pretty and they want to be nasty. I'm just being real. It is what it is.
Instagram is for. I get people see me, but at the end of the day, it's for business. So we get
okay, cool. And so you really didn't have a following on YouTube. So basically, he leveraged his platform and gave you a following.
He definitely leveraged his platform. And he,
again, like I just stated, and then I'm gonna let it play. She had no followers on YouTube. 1,200 is damn near no followers. You just get monetized with 1,000. You have 1,200 followers. Why would somebody reach out to you? You have no followers. You're barely monetized to do an interview with you. What would be the reason? Use the brain that God gave you. Even if you don't have no brain, why would she think that Anton reached out to her to do an interview with somebody with no followers that don't nobody know? That makes absolutely no sense. But I want y'all to listen to her try to prove to the interviewer how smart and articulate that she is, and doesn't want to believe that Anton reached out to her for any other reason other than for some reason she's something that somebody or we never saw before. Okay, we never heard of her. Man, we don't know you. But she deflects and she even lies. So let's just finish listening.
Now, listen, and what she's saying, and she's absolutely right. Like I said, I've been doing YouTube damn near 15 years, right? In different areas. Did the beauty content. Those I've worked with, CoverGirl and other beauty brands. Those people do not reach out to you unless you have unless you have a following. Unless you have a following and they want to work with you. So, like I said, before I got into this space, I accumulated up to 30,000 subscribers in the beauty area. I've done beauty brands, several beauty brands, cosmetic brands, things like that, hair brands, stuff like that, makeup brands. And I was paid for my contribution, for my promotions, because it's promotion. So they pay you for that, but they reach out. They don't reach out to you unless you have a following. So she's right, 1,200 followers. That's not enough for anybody to want to reach out to you to think that you're valuable or viable. But maybe, for the reason she was thinking. Now, I'm thinking, Anton, maybe he was thinking maybe she could be valuable and or viable to him in a different way because of the way she looks. And I understand as women in this business, because this is a business. Women in this business, and especially if you are attractive, you don't want to think that, people are just patronizing you just because of your looks and all that, and that you have nothing to bring. So most women want to believe that people are just following them strictly based off of their work ethic and the things that they contribute or whatever. But that would be a little naive as well. And I am not naive to that degree. I understand that it could be two things. But if we're talking about Anton reaching out to her, basically specifically on her work, when there wasn't a whole lot of work that was there, it would make sense to believe that, yeah, he looked at her and looked at, what she looked like and said, okay, I could use her for something. I also am not naive to the fact that if you are attractive in this business and in any business, that gets you part of the way, because people think you're cute and people like to follow cute people, right? People like to follow folks that are attractive. That is a real deal. You can't be naive to that, but it seems like she might be or might have been naive. I don't fully know, but it looks that way. So it would be naive to think that, oh my God, your attractiveness level didn't attract people to you. That would be kind of dumb to not accept that that is part of it. But at the same time, if you bring something more than that, then I would say, hey, that adds to it, because you're not just a pretty face. You actually have something to say. You actually make, you make for great conversations. You actually spark conversations. You can actually hold a crowd down. You can actually bring something to the table other than the way you look, because you have something valid to say. Am I wrong or am I right? Let me know. Do y'all agree? Do you disagree? But that's just my thoughts on it. You can't be naive to the fact that people are attracted to attraction, that people are attracted to something they believe is beautiful. That's the initial thing. The same way we talk about relationships with men, where men, look at women, for their attraction levels. You're attracted to something that's beautiful, but then once you've bypassed the beauty, now you want to know what else she got. Is she smart? Does she have something to say? Is she funny? Are we compatible? Can I really be with this woman? Is she more than just a cute face? Like what? So then that's the same way. Like you get past that, and then now you want to know if there's something more there, right? So that's pretty much what that is, and I think she's trying to argue the fact that, oh, she just wasn't a pretty face. Oh, he could not have just reached out to me because he looked at my body and he looked at the way I look, and that was it. But we can say that probably was the case, because there was not much else there. There was not much else there that would say, oh, out of all the people, and there was no social media. Well, there was a social media presence, but it wasn't as big, and there was no YouTube presence to say, yeah, I want to collab with this person because they popping and they working and they got numbers and they doing the damn thing. It wasn't that. Let's just be honest. Let's be honest. Let's continue though.
Detroit to see him for business. Yes, so me and Anton are going to be going a full sit down.
Leverage his platform. And he also was able to teach me how to use YouTube effectively, because, I tell a lot of people, Anton has pretty much mastered YouTube. So when I did go out there, I pretty much studied. I watched what he did. I watched how he talked to people on YouTube, how he talked to his following, his subs, and I learned a lot.
Let me ask you a question. If you were ugly, have you ever thought about being ugly? Because you're not ugly. If you were ugly, do you think Anton would have leveraged his platform with you?
I really can't get into what I think Anton would have done, honestly, but I'm not unaware that I'm attractive or that people find me attractive. But what I know to be true is that I'm a very serious person when it comes to work. And so I'm a very hard worker. I give a lot of attention to detail. And if I work with somebody, they're going to see my value. And I really do think Anton really saw the value in what I did.
Okay, so were you doing this on Instagram at first before you did on YouTube, or like you were just
YouTube is no, because YouTube is actually different than what I was doing. So what I was doing was on TV. So here locally, I was on Fox 5. So I did the entertainment segment. I would talk with TMZ and we would talk about whatever the popular thing was. I also did a podcast out here in DC where we would talk to different celebrities, sports figures. I've had NFL coaches and all types of people, Wall Street people, just everybody that's pretty much trending we've had on that podcast. So I was already used to doing that.
Lady, nobody knows you. You see how she keeps trying to tell us who she is? I ain't never heard of this woman until people, start sending me messages about Anton cheating on his wife. She is fighting for her life. She wants to let, she's interviewing with Tasha K. She wants to force Tasha K to know who the hell she is. You speaking to a woman who got over 1 million followers. She don't know you. Nobody knows you. So
yeah, and I mean, I didn't know anything about Mika until Anton's panels to his shows. And listen, I've been watching LaPeef for quite some time now, and I don't think she was on there. So I knew about Anton from the LaPeef network, but I didn't know about Mika till recently from the panels and this whole situation. So yeah, I mean, and I'm not trying to discredit her, because what's her accomplishments are her accomplishments and the things that she's done, but we didn't know who she was and still don't. There are a lot of people who still don't know who she is, but people are very familiar with Anton. So, I mean, it is what it is. So it's like, yeah, you could be working. There are lots of people who work and do a lot of things, but people still don't know who they are because it didn't blow up to the masses, So some people feel like, hometown celebrities or because they've done things in their hometown, but that does not equate to mass major success or for, the majority of people to know who you are. So you may be successful in your small hometown because you've done some things and a few people know who. Hell, I was on TV too. But ain't nobody gonna ever know about it. Hell, if that's the case, I could claim being on TV when I was a kid. I was on PBS Kids. Hell, can we use that? I was on a show called Kids Break. I did my little news segment. I was on the news too. But the only people knew about it was my church and a few local people in my hometown, a few. So I'm saying, yeah, I mean, you could do stuff in your home, but it doesn't equate to major success where people know who you are on a major level. And I don't, so yeah. But let's continue.
She's fighting right now for her life.
I just had never done it on YouTube. So once I started my podcast, that's when I started to do that.
I guess what I'm trying to figure out, because we notice a lot of smaller content creators, but they have to already be doing content in the same manner than which I'm doing it. Because I've helped a lot of content creators have scaled their platforms massively. I'm talking about taking content creators from 5,000 to 300,000, 200,000. Like I really do that. But but for you, I was just trying to figure out, like, because my platform is huge. And I was just trying to figure out, like, where did he actually see your talent? Because if you didn't have a YouTube presence, you were only on Instagram.
Either go by Mika or from there.
I'm so sorry, I just messed up. I gotta stop. She said, "Where did he actually see your talent?" Okay, see, we in the same, because I'm like, girl, what?
And so I'm a very hard worker. I give
look, let me remind it, y'all.
Anton. He definitely heard it.
Let me remind it again, and I'm gonna stopping it because it keeps clicking whenever I do it. So she's asking her, girl, I just want to know, where did he see your talent? Because this is all about talent. YouTube is extremely hard. There's only two ways to do it. People gotta like you. You gotta work hard. I mean, you can work hard and people don't have to necessarily like you as much, but you put in more work. But the key is you got to work hard. So she's simply saying, girl, what? I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't see the talent.
Right. What's going on, Mrs. Smell the Roses? How are you? Hope all is well. Girl, I see you doing modeling. I almost did that. You know what I mean? I almost went that route, Miss Smell the Roses. I almost went that route. I've been told that since I was a teenager, but I was not interested because I like to eat food, Oh my God. Being a model, child, you gotta damn near starve yourself. I would like to eat food. And I'm like, nah. And I was naturally skinny and tall, as a teenager, naturally skinny and tall. So yeah, I got approached by people talking about I could be a model, but I just was not interested. Because I'm like, I got to eat. And then they want, even though I was naturally skinny, they want you to get skinnier. And I'm like, oh, nah, I can't do that. No. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I've had many offers to do the modeling thing, whether they were legitimate or not, I don't know. But I feel like, nah, they too damn skinny. I need to eat some food. So I wasn't interested in doing that. But my daughters, they have that, the same thing I have. They're tall and thin, model bone features for modeling. So, one of my daughters is interested in doing that. So maybe we'll see that with her, because I wasn't interested in it, child. But thank you, Smell the Roses. I appreciate you. And let's continue. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button now. Come on. Well, we got 223 people in here, y'all. 120. Now, y'all wrong for that. Oh, my God. Who's watching and not liking? I want to, come on, let me know. Put y'all name in the chat. Hit the like button now. Come on, it ain't hard to press the like button. Where y'all at? What y'all doing? Come on now. Are y'all driving? If you're driving, it's okay. But hit the like button now, y'all. Let's continue.
It's going already.
Okay. Hold on for a second. Now, Anton's wife is really gorgeous. She's very gorgeous. She's nice. I've spoken to her. However, when I look at you, you get a lot of DMs on Instagram.
I get quite a few, but I don't pay attention to them because at the end of the day, that's not why I'm on Instagram. So I see them, but
you see them. What do they say when they're DMing you? What kind of things do they?
Honestly, I don't really get into it because I can, you can see what they start off with, and anytime I've ever seen something, it's not nothing that's ever business, and that's really what my Instagram is for. I get people see me, but at the end of the day, it's for business. So they get read.
Okay, cool. And so you really didn't have a following on YouTube. So basically, he leveraged his platform and gave you a following.
He definitely leveraged his platform. And he also was able to teach me how to use YouTube effectively because, I tell a lot of people, Anton has pretty much mastered YouTube. So when I did go out there, I pretty much studied Anton. I watched what he did. I watched how he, how he talked to people on YouTube, how he talked to his following, his subs, and I learned a lot.
Let me ask you a question. If you were ugly, have you ever thought about being ugly? Because you're not ugly. If you were ugly, do you think Anton would have leveraged this platform with you?
I really can't get into what I think Anton would have done, honestly, but I'm not unaware that I'm attractive or that people find me attractive. But what I know to be true is that I'm a very serious person when it comes to work, and so
I think if she was what is considered conventionally ugly, I don't think he would have reached out to her. I'm gonna say it. No, I don't think he would have. I don't think he would have. If she was considered what people consider ugly, no, he would not have reached out. What that would not benefit him. That would not benefit him. Why would he reach out to a woman that everybody thinks is ugly to do what? What's she gonna do? That ain't gonna benefit. If anything, that's gonna do the opposite. Like, nigga, like what you doing with this? I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm just being real, y'all. Y'all know it. Ain't nobody reaching out. And I hate to call people ugly, but what I'm saying is Tasha K brought up the question, which was a good question. No, ain't nobody going to a woman that is conventionally considered ugly by conventional standards and saying, oh, come on, I'm going to, you going to work with me. I'm going to be seen with you. No, that's going to do the opposite of what he's trying to accomplish. Just saying. Let's continue.
I'm a very hard worker. I give a lot of attention to detail. And if I work with somebody, they're going to see my value. And I really do think Anton really saw the value in what I did.
Okay, so were you doing this on Instagram at first before you did on YouTube? Or like you were just
YouTube is, because YouTube is actually different than what I was doing. So what I was doing was on TV. So here locally, I was on Fox 5. So I did the entertainment segment. I would talk with TMZ and we would talk about whatever the popular thing was. I also did a podcast out here in DC where we would talk to different celebrities, sports figures. I've had NFL coaches and all types of people, Wall Street people, just everybody that's pretty much trending we've had on that podcast. So I was already used to doing that. I just had never done it on YouTube. So once I started my podcast, that's when I started to do that.
I guess what I'm trying to figure out, because I notice a lot of smaller content creators, but they have to already be doing content in the same manner in which I'm doing it. Because I've helped a lot of content creators. I've scaled their platforms massively. I'm talking about, I'm taking content creators from 5,000 to 300,000, 200,000. Like I really do that. But but for you, I was just trying to figure out, like, because my platform is huge, and I was just trying to figure out, like, where did he actually see your talent? Because if you did have a YouTube presence, you were only on Instagram.
I was on television.
Okay, you're on television, but you're on television in DC. Correct.
But I would put those on my social medias. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Amanda Detroit on YouTube happened to catch your TV segments on your Instagram, and his viewers said that he should talk to you. And so he reached out to you via email.
Correct. His subscribers or his viewers sent him my content.
Well, what content were you making that was in line with what Anton is doing? Because Anton does
I'm in politics. I'm in politics. So Anton has 3 different channels. Anton does, Anton does the Millionaire Morning Show, and that usually in politics and popular culture. And that's pretty much what I do. What I was doing on Fox is pretty much popular culture and politics. And what I do on my own channel is exactly that.
Okay. So I'm looking at your profile. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at your Instagram.
But to be fair, when I started seeing Mika on Anton's panels, Anton was doing what he normally would do. He was talking about all kind of content. Anton does political content. He does relationship. He does he talks about whatever he wants to talk about, which I think is a great thing, honestly. That's something I'm trying to pick up as well. Being able to speak on whatever it is you want to speak on, not just be stuck in one area, and with YouTube that's difficult to do. So when you're able to master that, you're winning, because you could talk about politics, you could talk all on one channel. Anton has multiple channels, but even on his channels, he talk about what he want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I see some other channels that I subscribe to who are even bigger, who has like 6 and 7 million subscribers, have mastered this as well. There are other content creators that are not in this manosphere type thing who are able to talk about whatever they want to talk about, and they have a massive following. They have millions and millions of followers, and that is something that I aspire to be like. I don't want to just get stuck in one little area. I want to be able to have a opinion about anything and have people that watch because you're watching because you want to hear my opinion. You want to hear what I have to say and you value what I have to say. That is that's to me how you win in these social media spaces, by having people. You have a massive following that is not, that actually value what you have to say. You know what I mean? And it doesn't hurt that you might be a little cute as well. So they like seeing you and they like to hear what you got to say because they value your opinions. That is the goal. And so, yeah, well, you can talk about anything and people will just, come to see your thoughts on it. That is the goal. And that's how you win on YouTube. You know what I mean? And so I think Anton has got that in the bag. He could talk about whatever you want to talk about and people will listen and follow. And everybody can't do that. A lot of people can't do that. Tasha K is another one. Tasha has been on YouTube for a long time. I've been watching Tasha for years. And she's able to have her opinion, talk her ish and say what she wants. She still got a core audience who follows her through thick and thin. She went through a whole situation with the Cardi B that could have destroyed her channel, could have destroyed her brand, and it did not. She lost a whole court case that was publicized and still ended up with over 1 million followers and still able to thrive today. So you got to have something more than just a cute face, in my opinion. You got to have some substance or something that would get people to keep wanting to watch you and value what you got to say. You know what I mean? And so I think, as far as, in my humble opinion, as far as Mika, I think she has a lot of work to do. She, and this, like I said before, and I'm going to stand behind it, this is not helping that. It's hindering it because now once however you come out the gate, which is how people perceive you. Whatever, if you come out on the helms of gossip, and people don't really like that, or if they like that, if it's like this is salacious gossip, I would say. And it's about her. It's not like she's saying things about other people and it's entertaining. No, she's defending herself. So you out the gate where a lot of people really don't know who you are, and you're out here defending yourself already. Usually that comes later in your career where people start to try to dox you or say things about you and you have to defend yourself. That's years after you've already been successful. But she's coming out the gate with allegations of stuff that doesn't look good on her in the beginning. To many people, this is the beginning because she has not arrived to that successful status just yet. And you're out here got to defend yourself about side chick allegations. It doesn't look good when you haven't fully established yourself in the space yet. You get what I'm saying? I'm hoping I'm making sense because once again, I with anybody who's doing anything, I look for people's success. I root for people to win. I don't really look at people in a way to put them down or not see them succeed. No, I think if you're doing something and you're working towards it, I respect that. I respect hustle and I respect hard work. And I think, as long as you keep working, you'll get to where you're going, but you got to understand certain ways of going about it. And I think the way she's going about this is not really, once again, not helpful. I'm just saying, let's continue.
Let's role reverse for a second. Because I want you to put yourself in the shoes of the viewers.
Okay.
If you saw somebody that looked like you with your husband. No, let me be real bit. If you saw someone that looked like you and the content creator was married, would you assume that the reason he reached out is because you were talented or is it because you were drop dead gorgeous?
No, in my line of work, there are tons of beautiful women that actually are talented and are actual go-getters. They do all types of work within entertainment and politics and being on television. So it's not oblivious that somebody, you can see that they're attractive, but at the end of the day, you gotta say, when you've been in this business a long time, when you look at different people's reels and when you look at, what they've done, I can see somebody's value outside of their beauty.
Okay. So have you,
but see, that's how women think. That's how we think. Men don't think like that. And I know it make us feel funny, but you got to be realistic, ma'am. Part of the reason people pick you is part of your beauty. Come on now. The beauty and the booty. I'm just saying, like, men are looking at you and they be like, okay, yeah, pick her. Same way when you go out to a club and, I don't go to clubs, but I'm saying for people who go to clubs, why is the reason why the attractive women get in for free a lot of times or cut the line? Why? It's because they're attractive. Oh my God. That is why. That is part of it. We this is why I think she was delusional, and I think Anton had a plan. I personally don't think Anton is screwing her unless she was wanting to give it to him, and I mean he just took it. But I don't think that now. I think Anton saw her and said, "Oh, I could use her for something." Period. And she is the one, in my humble opinion, is the one who's oblivious to it. You could tell in that interaction that she's like, "Oh, okay, I'm a chameleon." No, I think either she knew what was going on, she played the game, but I do think that either she was oblivious, she don't get it that you know what I mean? Like either she didn't know or whatever, but she basically said he does certain things for the camera, and outside of that, it's not like that. So that would even add to the fact that he picked you for something, for his gain. He's looking out for himself. I don't think Anton, and it's just from what I'm gathering, I could be wrong. I don't think he was worried about her. He's trying to do something for himself that's going to benefit him and his family. You know what I'm saying? And she got caught in the crosshairs, thinking that, you know what I'm saying? Because from the timeline of him working with her or whatever, her channel has not, I've seen Anton come from the Lapif, leave the Lapif, create multiple channels blow, all the channels blown up. All of the channels are successful. He got the bag chasers. He got all these followers. He's getting to the bag. And, him promoting her, I would think she would be further along. Like, if you're doing all of this on your own steam and your own merit, in my opinion, you should be further along if it's really just that. You know what I'm saying? As far as your YouTube channel anyway. Now, I know it takes years for people to blow up on YouTube, but for some people, it don't take as long. You know what I mean? And because they have something that people want and that people like. Having a cute face and all that in the body, I don't think that's enough. You got to have more to it. You got to have something that people, like I said, something that people want to follow and people want to watch. And, and I think as women, we like to think that, that's, we really put in all that work, unless you're putting in the work. There are a lot of women on these social media streets who actually put in the work too. Yeah, you might think they are attractive, but they still put in the work. They're not, when I say you got to be posting multiple videos every day. You got to be live stream. You got to be doing it all, especially in the beginning. You really got to put a lot of content in, and you got to have people who want to follow you. And, and then the numbers and all that will eventually reflect that. You know what I mean? So it's not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think there's some she's a bit naive in my opinion from the way she's talking, but let's continue.
Ever been married before?
Yes, I'm married now.
You're married now?
Yes.
You have a husband?
Yes.
How long have you been married?
I've been married pretty much all my life.
All your life? Who's married all their life?
Ask her, has she been married before? Throughout this entire conversation, I would have said, listen, I'm married. I don't want Anton. You only say you're married when you're asked if you're married. How long have you been married? 5 years, 6 years? I've been married my whole life, all my life. What do that even mean? And if you guys look at her, which I'm going to show you, I'm going to see if I can show you. You can't probably see it. So she's looking at a screen. She's not even looking at her while she's interviewing her. How long you been married? I've been married my whole life. Or this is
your husband.
All my adult life, yes.
Okay, so your husband.
I've been married my whole adult life. So what does that mean? You got married at 18? Who answers questions like that? She's looking at a screen as if she's nervous and like, how long you been married? My whole life or my adult life? What do that even mean? Well, it gets even more crazy.
Your husband approves of your work relationship with Anton?
Yes, my husband knows of every work relationship that I have, period. Whether male or female.
Is your husband on your IG?
No, my IG is strictly for business. I don't put my personal life on my IG.
So you actually have a husband posting pictures like this. I'm just trying to figure this out. Like, because the pictures you post are they're gorgeous, but they're kind of a little bit scary a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I look at your profile, it's giving more IG model than commentator.
Okay, so I have two profiles. One is just
not trying to be funny, but your profile does not give commentator. Your profile gives Instagram girl want to take cute pictures. It doesn't give anything. So all of this that she's telling us that she did, we don't see it.
Coach Mika, and the other one is
the one that I'm on pop back to Mika.
And then the other one is Red Cup.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't give, I mean, I don't even see, and I hate to be like this because I don't, I'm not trying to be mean and it's not personal, but I would have to agree that her Instagram doesn't give wife. It doesn't give, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that a wife has to look downtrodden. As a wife, you don't have to look like Beavis and Butthead. Like, you don't have to look bad as a wife. You can look really good. But like I said, I never knew the lady was married until she said it. It was a shock to a lot of people. I'm like, damn, you never hear her mention a husband or nothing. I thought, and then the way she moving, it's like, damn, I don't, where's your husband? Like, what's going on? So yeah, and she gives IG baddie, IG model, IG, like, and then she's on pictures with certain celebrities and things of that nature, which I could see that, but it does give video vixen type, like, look, I'm just saying, to a degree, for real. It doesn't give political commentator. It doesn't give political anything. It doesn't give any, like, you would think she's just, an IG model out there with the celebrities, just hanging with the celebrities and stuff like video vixen, video model, like, be like the chicks back in the day in them, in the videos shaking ass. I'm just saying. I ain't saying she do that. I'm saying that's what it's giving, to be fair. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Says her husband's name might be Casper Daniels. LOL. Child, you a hot mess. Oh my God. Baby. Who said whole vibes? I ain't want to say that, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not even I'm not calling that lady that because I am not going to say that's what she is, but that's what it's given. And I think a lot of women don't want to be associated with that, but the way you present yourself and how you move kind of gives that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say XXL model. Like, it's giving that. It's giving that. That's the fact. And if you want to be respected in a certain way, or if you want to be looked at a certain way, you have to present yourself as such. And this is where a lot of women don't put the two together. You don't coincide how you present yourself, how you move with what you're trying to convey. That's the same way, when I talk about women who are out here dressing like 304s and wearing the Magic City outfit. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons with the Magic City outfits. And you want to say, I'm not a hoe, but you looking like one, and you want people to respect you as such, but you're not presenting yourself in a respectable manner. All of that goes together. If you want to be treated a certain way, respected as such, you have to present yourself as such. It doesn't mean that as a woman, you can't have sex appeal. You can't look good, because that's a part of being a feminine woman. You have it naturally. You don't have to push and force it. You don't have to go all that extra mile to show it. It's naturally within us. It's certain things about us that exhibit that naturally. You could be clothed from head to toe, but if you exude that natural femininity that's in you, you don't have to dress provocatively. You don't have to wear all your tight clothes. You don't have to wear your body out there. It's naturally going to be perceived because that is a part of who we are. So to do that is almost as if when you do that, people can't help but note that you're probably trying to get attention. That you want the attention from men. You want the attention to as use it as some type of currency. Oh, if I get the attention men, I could turn this around. I can make money or whatever. That's what the whole BBL culture is about. Getting the BBLs, getting these things done to your body so that you can get attention, so that you can be seen a certain way that could possibly bring you some money, whether it be OF, whether it's sex work, whatever, or getting in whatever, getting the attention of the people with the money so you could possibly, benefit from that. As much as we don't want to be considered, we don't want people to objectify our bodies or look at us in an objective way. A lot of times you put yourself out there and then you cry like, oh my God, that's not what I want. But you're catering to the very same thing that you say you don't want. I think women want to be taken seriously, but they don't want to do everything that's necessary to be taken seriously. You know what I mean? And they don't see it. Sometimes some of them know what it is, and sometimes some of them don't get it. You don't realize that the way you're presenting yourself is a direct, it goes directly against what you want to stand for and what you want people to respect you for. You know what I mean? So you got to learn the difference. Divine Photos, thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. Says Dee Dee, Miss Mel the Roses, Maggie, the substitute teacher, Danica Marie, always let it be known that they are married first and foremost. Listen, Divine Photos, how can you not? That's what makes it sketchy with Miss Mika, because girl, if you got a husband, you got one. If I was single, you'll know I'm single. Because if I wasn't single, I'd probably be trying to get a man. I'm just saying, so I need y'all to know. But I'm married, so it's like a natural instinct to say my husband, because I call my husband all day, every day. It's a part of my life. So I can't hide it. You know, as much as I wouldn't put all of our business on social media, I can't do that. But what I'm saying is, you will know. If you don't know, you will know, because it's a natural thing to talk about my husband, because he's deeply rooted into my life and what we do. So it comes out. It's a natural instinct. So I don't know how, even if I tried to not say I got a husband, that I have a husband, you still would know, because it's just naturally going to come out, because it's what it is. I'm not pedestalizing it. I'm not saying I'm better or nothing like that. It's just a part of my life. He's my life. Like, he has, like, just like I mentioned, I have kids. That's a part of my life. They are my life. They are our lives. So it comes out. I couldn't be on here and not even mention I don't have a husband or kids. That would be weird. Thank you, Divine Photos. I appreciate you. So that's what's shocking, I think. Thank you, Divine. Let's continue.
So the red cup profile is just all my commentary, whether it's politics or something that I'm talking about with popular culture.
Okay. So so is this the first time that you've ever talked about your husband? Or do people know this man?
To the public? Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you've never revealed that you've had a husband. This is the first time.
I never talk about it.
I guess what I'm trying to ask you is this going to be something that's probably going to shake the internet? Is the fact that you're married and no one knew about it?
No, some people do know, and some people don't know. I just don't dive into it.
Okay,
some people.
So when you go to visit Anton, is your husband with you?
No.
Has he met Anton?
He has not met him in person.
Okay, and they're cool. Like they smoke cigars together. It's chill.
They haven't met in person.
So how do you know he approves of Anton? Because how long have you been married? How many years you say?
In my entire adult life.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't put that out.
Okay. Are you guys together or are you separated?
No, I'm together.
And you live in the same house?
Live in the same house.
Your kids?
I don't put that out as well.
I'm a married woman. I've been married 10 years. My husband was just talking to you on the phone. Like when you need to take help. Why hide your marriage life?
I don't hide it. But here's the problem. I grew up in the internet era, and I understand how nasty people are, including what I'm going through right now. And I understand that people will use your family against you, especially in an area of content that I am in, which is politics. When people don't like what you say, people don't like what you do, when they can't get to you, they will get to somebody that you may love and that's around you. And so that is my way of protecting my family. I'm a content creator. I really don't have a problem with people who want to approach me. I don't want that to fall on my family because they don't have anything to do with what I'm doing.
I get that. Like you can post your husband and he not have any social media presence. Like my husband doesn't have a social media presence. I have millions of followers. I get 100 billion views. Well, actually, I get a billion views a year. Okay.
Right. But mine deals in something that is very high up. And so,
what does that have to do with it? If there's very high up people that have social media profiles. Actually, I think the narrative of you being called a side chick or a mistress, he could have dealt that situation and been like, no, this ain't what that is. I know Anton and been out. But the fact that you have to get up here and defend.
So I got to interject just a little bit, y'all. So she says she's married. She doesn't want to talk about her husband. This is a whole man. So if somebody is saying that you are a side chick, why your husband ain't speaking out to say, hey, you don't want to know anybody know who your husband is. So now you're protecting a man and he should be protecting you. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, I don't want to talk about my kids, or I don't want to mention that. Girl, do you got kids or not? I have adult kids. That don't mean I go to their, social media and be like, this is my daughter, here go her, page, or here's my son page. Why is she asked this lady to come on her show, her YouTube channel, and yet you come on the YouTube channel, but yet you have all these secrets. This girl, Mika, is a clout chaser, and she's doing anything that she can to get the little bit of clout that she can.
You are to a man, and you're drop dead gorgeous. Your profile, I'll be honest with you, it's not given. I don't think Anton saw your talent when he met you. I personally don't, as a woman first. and as a woman that grew up around men, I just don't see where he saw your talent. I see.
Have you gone to the other page as well?
So how long have you had this page? Did you have this page as long as you had Pop Culture Mika?
No, I've had Pop Culture Mika since I've been online. But once I started podcasting, I had the Red Cup.
Okay, but you had the Red Cup. It was the podcast after you met Anton, right?
No, before. I was already podcasting.
Okay, and how popping was it? Because right now, it's been 2 years. You only got 50.
I've been podcasting for. I've been
2 years. You got about 50 something is what she's saying in terms of followers. So either people like you, they don't like you very much. But in 2 years, either you're not working it, because you should have more followers in 2 years than 50,000.
Podcasting for about 18.
And the 50,000 is what on the Instagram, right? Because on her YouTube channel, she still don't, right? Have YouTube 50,000. Yeah, I mean YouTube. I don't think she has 50,000 followers on YouTube as we speak. I don't think so. Yeah, I think it is what it is, y'all. Let's continue.
Months.
So that was after you met Anton. I'm looking at the timeline.
You're looking at the timeline, okay.
Okay, the question is, did you have a Red Cup before or after you met Anton?
I had Red Cup before.
How popping was it? Because it only got 50K now 2 years later.
Correct. So I probably was sitting at like 1,200. About 1,200.
And that's what I'm saying. Her Red Cup, maybe that's her Instagram. Let me see. Instagram, right? The Instagram must have that. But it's not the YouTube. So she must be talking about the YouTube. Cause I mean the Instagram. Cause her YouTube doesn't have 50,000 subscribers. I don't think. So they must be talking about they must be talking about the Instagram, right? Yeah, so they must be talking about the Instagram. I don't know. But if you would think so that's the Instagram. So the Instagram has 50K followers, but not the YouTube. You know what I mean? So, like she mentioned, YouTube is different. And shout out to her for 50K on Instagram. Instagram is different. It doesn't translate to YouTube. YouTube, I think she got about 18,000 subscribers to date. So yeah, it needs to be more work on the YouTube because that's two separate, you know what I'm saying? So two separate things, you know what I mean? But once again, this is why I if I would give her any advice, I would say, girl, stop talking about this and focus on your YouTube, girl. You could do it. You could make a lot of money on YouTube, honey. You could do it. You could do it. And I'm all for it. You could do it, but you can't do it like this. This is not going to translate to YouTube success. It's not. You gotta sometimes blank out or black out the noise, or you know what I'm saying? And you gotta like focus on and don't focus on haters and people and all that. You gotta ignore all of that. You gotta put your head into the work. Yeah, she got like 18.9K subscribers. And so it's a political channel, and I think political channels are popping. And so I just think if she just focus on that and nothing else, that channel, politics, those people who do politics get good numbers. Melanie King is another one who transformed her channel. She was in a red pill space, but Melanie had been on YouTube for years. She had her children's, Melanie is used to success on YouTube because she had it with her. She was doing the vlogs with her kids and stuff. I saw those videos and they were getting millions and millions and millions of views. So she understood how to turn that into success. She took her channel, which was red pill, content, and then now she does politics, and her channel is over 1 million followers already. I'm like, oh my God. Goddamn. Like, so you can definitely turn these channels around and you can definitely build it up to where it's beneficial to you, but you got to stay off of other people's panels. You got to focus on bring the people to your panels, bring the people to your channel, and keep doing that and keep doing it and keep doing it. And then you'll start to see a shift and you'll start to see growth more than what you have. What to the point where if she was getting paid $33,000, $2,000 to $3,500 on Anton, she could make way more than that doing it herself. You could make way more than that if you focus on it and build it up. She could make way more than that a month with her content. I'm just saying. That's the advice I would give her. Let's continue.
100 subs.
Okay.
Which is what I stated when you asked me in the beginning. Yeah, I'll probably sit at 1,200 subs because I'm very new to YouTube.
So meeting Anton got her over 40,000 subs. So this girl uses her looks and, things of that nature to advance instead of getting in. And I said this on a previous video, women like her try to use everything but this to get ahead. So she said when she started off, she had about 1,200 subs, going, doing all these things with Anton, being seen with Anton, advanced her, I guess, 40 something thousand, because she's only at 50,000 2 years later. See, it is better to just put the work in and just get it out, what they say, get it out the mud and just get it done. Because girl, 40 something thousand subs that it took you 2 years to get, I wouldn't have been worried wasting my time with Anton. So let's further listen to it, y'all. This is a whole mess.
So you're new and this huge creator reaches out to you to say, I think you're talented. I want to help you and leverage it. Do you believe like men will help you for incentives? Have you ever been in a proposition like that?
No.
You've never been propositioned by a man to help you for incentives?
No, because everything that I do up front has always been business. And when
everything she does up front has always been business. Why in the hell would Anton, who is established making money on his own channels by himself, what the hell could you add to his channel? Absolutely nothing. That is like me going to get some new creator who barely is monetized and wanting to collaborate with them. Now, there are some really good people that I see on YouTube that's really good. And, they may not have as many subs, but when you link up to do business, it has to be mutually beneficial to both parties. So why would Anton pick somebody who barely monetized that nobody on YouTube knows?
When I feel that it's going somewhere else, I will remove myself from it.
I got something I want to talk to you about. So how is it that you had the red cup before? But when I scroll all the way down to your page, Anton is your guest. Is the first clips that come up.
So now she gets caught in a lie. She said that she had the red cup prior to Anton. Tasha scrolls all the way down, Anton being her very first guest. So how is it that you had this podcast before Anton, the one that you said you had 1,200 subs, but now 2 years later after meeting him, you got what? I think she said 50,000. So damn near 48,000 she got from meeting him. So watch how she answers this question. She originally said she had this podcast prior to meeting Anton.
So Anton is a guest. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he's your first guest on a podcast that you said you had before you.
He's my first one-on-one. Mm-hmm. Okay. He's my first one-on-one interview. So I have live streams, I have videos, and I have one-on-one interviews. So I do one-on-one.
I see you too with Alvin Gray. I know him personally.
I've done Alvin Gray. I've done Chicago Flips Red. I've done Brexit. I've done Sheldon Daniels.
Okay.
I've done football coaches. I have plenty of people I've talked to. And like I said, I was on a podcast already called The Relish TV, which you can look up as well. And
yeah, but once again, I agree with Lakeisha. She keeps mentioning these things as if it's yielded some type of success. Like I said, I don't minimize what people do. I think what you do is the success is subjective. Somebody said that earlier. It's subjective of based on what you're trying to accomplish. Anything that you're trying to do, whether it's entertainment in any facet, you want to be good at it. You want people to acknowledge what you do. You want it to grow. You want it to be successful. So you're not just doing it just to do it. But if you keep mentioning things that has not been fully, you didn't get all the success out of it, because it's kind of, if you be honest, a lot of things that you try or attempt are not always successful. So just because you did it, you know what I mean? The same way with music, and this is the best way I could illustrate this is, if you are a songwriter, a songwriter producer, for artists, right? Songwriter, producer, artist, whatever. And you've written music for these people, right? You've written music and you've made money from that, right? But a lot of people don't know who you are. But if you write music, right? If you made music for people and you got paid for it, sure, great. That's how you make your living as songwriters and producers, right? But you wasn't on a hit. You wasn't on a song that was a hit. Of course, you wrote for those people and you got money, you got paid. I think that's, that's an accomplishment. Of course, that's your accomplishment because that's something you want to do. But for it to be considered an accomplishment among the masses, right? You have to have written and produced for somebody, for a person who has created a hit that everybody knows. Say like you've written and produced for Michael Jackson, Remember the Time, right? And you're accredited as the producer and write on Remember the Time. And then when you come out and tell people, oh yeah, I wrote and produced for Michael Jackson, I did Remember the Time, I did Beat It, I did this and that. People are going to relate to that. Oh my God, you wrote for Michael Jackson, you wrote this and that and that. Versus if you wrote for an unknown artist, an unknown song, nobody's ever heard of it. You say, oh, I've written for, you don't know the artist, or I've written for, Coochie Kane. And yeah, he did a song called Blew That. And yeah, I wrote for him. Yeah, he probably paid you for it, maybe gave you $1,000. It doesn't hold the same weight as when you've written for a popular artist who got hits that everybody know. So yeah, you're a producer, you're a songwriter, you wrote for Blew That Kane or whoever, and you did a song called Show That in 1889. Nobody knows Kodak Kane, nobody knows the Blew That song or whatever, nobody knows it. So it doesn't have as much credibility as it does, as it would have if you wrote for a popular artist with popular music that everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? So that's how people look at stuff. Maybe that's an accomplishment for you because you've never done it before and then you get a chance to do it, but it doesn't hold the same weight as when you do it for a popular artist, popular music that everybody knows. That's all I'm saying. You could feel good about something that you've done because if you had never written any song, but you was able to write for somebody, that's your own personal accomplishment. But the masses don't look at it as a universal accomplishment when nobody knows the artist or they don't know you, they don't know the songs. Hope that's making sense. Know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
Village TV, we also did different types of celebrities that might be in this area and out of this area.
Did Anton take you to a basketball game and y'all stay courtside together?
I did go with Anton to a basketball game, yes. Mm-hmm.
Alone?
What do you mean alone?
Did you guys go together?
Yes, we went together. Anton had business dealings there already. So that's what he actually went for.
Okay, and so he went there and then you joined him, courtside.
No, so Anton went there for business dealings. We probably sat on the side of the court for about 10, 15 minutes. After that, he's back talking to all the people he's talking to. You are in business. You absolutely understand that business dealings go on, not just in office spaces.
What kind of business dealings does Anton do that he got to do at courtside, though, is the question.
It's not courtside. So you absolutely understand that these type of events or these type of places, golf courses, I guess some cases Atlanta, other places, but a lot of business dealings happen outside of offices.
I'm familiar.
So she wants to tell a woman with over 1 million subs that is already where she's trying to be, where to conduct business. This lady is lying. So the question was, why are you with him courtside? So she wants to say Anton had business dealings. Why in the hell would he take you? Nobody knows. You have nothing to bring to a business dealing. Nobody knows who the hell you are. You have no followers. You have no subs. You are new. What do you bring to this space? That is simply what she's trying to say without being rude. But she's saying, oh, well, business is conducted not just here. It's conducted on a golf course. That wasn't the question. You're not his wife. If he's conducting business, why is he taking the side piece?
Yeah, because of what he said in the beginning of the video. She's like an asset to what he's trying to accomplish. He's at a business meeting and he bringing her just what he said in the beginning. She's gonna help him get more business for himself. Just by being cute and sitting there. Like, oh, they're not trying to do business with her because you're just a draw for him getting his business. That's what that is. That's what Anton was saying. That's what he said. I'm going to bring her with me as eye candy so other dudes could look at me like, damn, he pulling in the bad ones. Okay, much respect. That's how these men be talking. Respect that. Oh, okay. Not, oh, who is she? What kind of talents does she have? Can we work with her? No, if anything, a lot of these men be looking over like, like, hell, you got her. Can I get a piece? That's what I'm saying. And that's probably looked at as being disrespectful, but these men ain't, if the men are looking at you, they're not looking at you to do business with you. They're looking at you to see if they could get a piece. That's the real deal that a lot of women hate to accept, but it's the truth. And the more you start understanding how men think and the truth behind it, you'll be in a better position. As long as you keep running around here acting like you oblivious to the male nature, it's only gonna put you in compromising situations, just like this one. And if people don't realize that this is a compromising situation, the Anton situation toward her, it is, because now she has to defend herself about being somebody's side chick that I don't believe that she is. Because I believe when Anton said in the beginning, she makes his value go up. She makes him look good for what he's trying to accomplish. And I personally, I don't care what nobody say, I personally believe that his wife is okay with it, because she knows, just like this Mika said, he's different from on camera and off. He got his wife of over 20 something years. They at peace. They getting the money. His wife gonna benefit while she's out here trying to defend her name and her honor, that she's not a side piece, and that, you know, it's just all for publicity and show to benefit Anton. I believe that. I believe that. I do. And yeah, a lot of people think it's lame. A lot of people like, yeah, it probably is, but it is what it is. That's what I believe, because that's what he said. And I believe him when he said it. And I believe her when she's saying, oh, he's saying it for clout and all of this to gain. Yeah, because all of that's going to benefit him. It's not benefiting her whatsoever. It makes her look horrible. It puts her in a compromising situation. She's in a compromising position at this point. And now people have created a narrative that you can't undo. There are many people, even people in this chat, who believe that this woman was a side chick. And they're not, just like I believe what I believe, and you can't change my mind. There are a lot of people believe what they believe in, and I can't change their mind. Nor am I trying to. You know, people gonna believe what they're gonna believe, whether it's real or not, because of what has transpired. So there are a lot of people who gonna associate this lady with being a side chick, and you cannot undo it. And that's the precarious situation that she's put herself in, whether knowing or unknowing. That's how I see it. Let's continue.
You know, before I met my husband, I dated upper echelon men, and I was with them. And when I'm with them, they want eye candy, and they pay my bills.
Okay, but Tasha, I can't be concerned about what Anton may or may not be thinking.
You see how she jumped to conclusions? Oh, Tasha, I can't be concerned about what Anton may be thinking. No, she didn't say anything about Anton. She was saying in her experience before getting married, she dealt with guys because she was single, and the guys that she was with that would take her to certain events, the understanding was, you want a pretty girl to carry around because that's how dudes are. They want a pretty girl to take to these different places. I'll be that, but you know what time it is when it's time for the bills to get paid. That is what she's saying. But she is trying to cover her guilt by saying things that is not even required for her to say, but it's making her look hella guilty.
I didn't say Anton. I said when these type of business dealings go down and these men are on the golf courses, they usually want eye candy. I didn't say Anton. So I'm familiar with what you're saying, is because I dated upper echelon men and they took care of me. And I went everywhere with them when they did business, and they want an articulate, pretty woman beside them that can help them to leverage more deals. So what I'm saying to you is, you're saying we probably sit courtside for 15 minutes, but do you know, like, I just don't understand why you would go to a basketball game with you being married.
Why would you go?
Right,
that is the question. Tasha being real nice here. Why are you going? We're not asking you, chick, how are deals made? Nobody, that was not the question. Right. Why are you there? You say you have a husband. We know he has a wife. Why are you there? Listen, if I'm married, if I had a boyfriend, you take a hoe anywhere, and that's gonna be your hoe, because I've got to go. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, snap. Yeah. And you know what I mean? But she's there for an opportunity. You know, she's an opportunist. She's trying to leverage her options by being there. Like she said before, there's all kinds of people that are at those games. High rollers, basically. Men with money. You know what I mean? And this is why I don't think that I don't believe that she's Anton's side chick. I don't believe it. I believe she was trying to leverage opportunities just like Anton was. Anton knew, hey, this is a pretty woman. Hey, I could get far with her on my arm, being seen with her. She's thinking, oh, he's connected to some high rollers possibly. And he could be one of them, because you never know. And he's been on Fox. He's got, he's got connections somehow. And, oh, I'm going to take this opportunity to see how far I can get. Not realizing that he's doing the exact same thing. She's trying to use him and he's trying to use her. She's trying to use him to think that to next to something more, like thinking that, oh, there's other high people. He know these people and I can get in contact with these people and I can somehow, leverage my way into some business dealings that will benefit me. But it backfired because it's not benefiting you because you aren't the real connection. He's using you as a way to get what he's trying to get. And I don't think she saw that. So if you trying to use him and it backfired, he was using you the whole time, sister girl. That's my opinion, and I believe it. He was using you the whole time, and he said it because of what he said, and I believe what he said in that video because I believe he looked like he was telling the truth. I wish we had a lie detector test, but looked like he was telling the truth. No lies detected, baby. Yeah, he said it. Oh, you gonna bring me some business deals. Oh, yeah, this is what all the men like. They like a big booty, small waist, light skin, curly hair. Oh, my God, we gonna leverage you. That's what he was saying, honey. I mean, come on. I may not look as old as I am, but I'm old enough to understand that. Old enough to understand how men think and what they're doing. And he said it as clear as day. She didn't catch it, though. She didn't catch it. He used you. You were trying to use him and he used you because he got what he wanted. And so, the fact, in many different ways, so I'm like, yeah, she didn't get it. She didn't get what was happening. She was trying to get around somebody who she thought had clout and that could bring more clout. And somehow that's going to translate into, he's supposed to help her and help build her up and make her successful, I guess, in these social media streets. But it didn't really go like that. It probably benefited him more than it did her. For sure, it benefited him more than this whole thing. Once again, this whole thing benefits Anton way more than it benefits her. Clearly. Let's continue.
And him being married and sit courtside together without the partners being,
because it was already established that we would go there to his business dealings. And like I said, he already was doing business dealing with people that were there, and it does not hurt for me to be alone.
It was already established. What the hell does that even mean? You needed to buy a ticket. You needed to set it up. You needed to be there. So if it was established, why is it established with you? She seems to not get it. And not only that, she's not even looking. You know how I'm looking at the camera? Imagine me talking to y'all and looking this way. So not only is she looking this way, her eyes are reading something. So it's giving, she came on the show, on Tasha's show, for one, to get more followers, to get more people to come to her channel. Because listen, like I told y'all, YouTube is hard. You have to work. People think that they can just pop their ass on here and just make it because you cute. These folks don't give a damn. Listen, I think she should go to what's that shit called? It's a website where the girls be on there naked. She should go to OnlyFans. Mika, you should go to OnlyFans because that's the place where they sell look. They don't sell that shit over here.
No, you still gotta put in the work, baby, and it ain't always easy. You gotta post. You gotta get people engaged. People gotta want to watch you, and it's not just. You could be pretty as all outdoors and you don't have nothing to say. They're just going to be like, oh, this chick a bird. No, And the people ain't going to engage. Like, you got to get people talking. They got to like what you're saying and all that. That's not easy. That is not easy. So, yeah, you got to be consistent. Come on now. Hell. Because I'm like this. If it's all about a pretty face, baby, then I need 1 million goddamn followers. I need to have 1 million followers by now. It don't work like that. It ain't just about that. You got to have something that people want to hear. They want to hear from you. What's your opinion, DeeDee? DeeDee, what you got? I've been waiting on you to I want to hear your thoughts on this, DeeDee. I get a lot of comments like that. DeeDee, I've been waiting on your response. What you think about this? Hell, they be sending me stuff to react to. That you want to hear my opinion? I appreciate it. I want to give you my opinion. That's why I'm here. Y'all want to hear what I got to say? You want to hear my take on it? Sure. I may not even be like this. I may not even be interested in it, but I get people sending me DMs, messages. DeeDee, here's the link to this video. Can you give your take on it? I want to hear what you got to say. Sure, I'll tell you what I think. I could care less most of the time, but because y'all want to hear certain things, I have to bring it because now I am a social media content creator. I do content. That's what it is. And the content could be on anything. You know what I mean? People be sending me messages all the time. DeeDee, what's your thoughts on this? What you think about this? I'm like, damn, I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even care. That's those people's business. I don't even really want to get in people's business because in my real life, I don't really give a damn. I don't be caring about the stuff that people do because I know it's their life. And, you know, I know social media, but I got to remember I'm a content creator and there's all types of things that people send me to react to. I don't react to them all because, first off, I can't get to all of it as fast enough. You know, if I had a clone, oh my God, my channel probably would be bigger because I could post even more content that I already do. But this is time consuming. Lord, it's a lot. And that's why I say, you know, that's why my advice to her would be, girl, focus on your own channel. Girl, get the content out on your channel. If anything, if you got a manager or whatever, get that manager to get you, tell that manager you need an editor. If you don't already have one now, my bad. If you don't already have one, get you an editor or two and start cranking out that content and content about what you want the narrative to be and keep doing it and get them the edit, post all day if you got to. Every day. That's very time consuming, but it'll get you to where you want to be. Because now you'll build an audience of people who want to see that content. But if you keep dragging this along, this is going to hinder your progress, honey. It might look cute and you might get some views on the videos here and there, but to establish something more where you can make a substantial amount of money, you got to put in that work, honey. You got to put in the work. I'm just saying. And you can do it. I believe you can. You know what I'm saying? So, hell, AD was paying her over $20K a year, for minimal work. Yeah, but I think, you know, you could do so much more because now she's still left holding the bag. Now all of this can come out. If she does have a husband, your husband probably, I'm pretty sure, don't want you working with Anton at this point. So now you got to go and pick up the pieces and now you got to really put in work. So it was cute for a while, you know, getting a little $2,000 or $3,000 for doing minimal work. But yeah, how that doesn't get you far. I'm pretty sure she wants to make more than that. So you get stuck in, it's almost like working a job that you don't like, but they pay you just enough to get by, right? You working a job that you can't stand. But guess what? You don't have time to look for another job. You don't want to quit this job because this job is paying you enough to pay your bills. So at least you know your rent is paid, your lights are paid. It's just enough to make sure your bills are paid. So it's hard. You don't have, but all of your time is being taken away. So you don't have time to go find another job and you can't afford to quit this job that you hate because it's paying you just enough to get by. That's what that is. Sitting on Anton's channel was giving her enough just to get by. But, and then you don't want to go look for nothing else because this is actually good money for a couple of days work or whatever. But then when that ends, now what? Now you don't get that. Now you're trying to build something for yourself and now it's going to be extra hard. As opposed to taking the time to put in the work to get it yourself, and it will be more beneficial to you to the end. Oh my God. Because that little money was not hurting Anton Daniels. Anton, I'm pretty sure, makes a lot of money doing this. I know. The same way Kevin Samuels will make a lot, the same way a whole bunch of other O'Shea and all. Look how O'Shea posts. They're making a lot of money doing this. There's a lot of money to be made. And they're not, that's why O'Shea don't give a damn what nobody says. He posts. He don't care what y'all be saying. He gonna post because he knows what he's making. And hell, if you really want to follow people who are successful at it, do what they do. Stop, post the salacious stuff when it benefits you. Post the stuff that's going to get the attention and benefit you, not somebody else. This is what people got to understand too about panels and stuff. When you spend a lot of your time on panels, you're catering to those people. You're bringing them, you're helping them out, which I don't see anything wrong with helping other people. I mean, we all in it together. But if you've built a platform on your own where it wasn't about somebody helping you and benefiting you, for the most part, where I'm saying other people were not posting your stuff, other people were not supporting and promoting your stuff. You had a lot of people pay for promotion. Over the years, listen, my husband done paid for promotions for me too. All of that's a part of it. So you gotta pay in this industry. You gotta pay for promotion sometimes. That costs money. Nobody ain't helping you with that. So when you build your platform up to a certain point, and people think that it's all about reactions. No, reaction, you're reacting to stuff, but you still got to put in the work. It ain't a goddamn, it's not a invisible person doing these reactions. You still got to talk. You still got to put it. You still got to edit. You got to pay for editing. You got to pay for a lot of things. You got to pay for equipment. You got to pay so that you have the necessary things to help your stuff to grow. This is why, I understand when people say support via Super Chat and Cash App, which I know y'all are supporting in that way because we got some high rollers on this channel. So make sure y'all at least support with the $5 or $10 Super Chat. I know that ain't going to break the bank. I know that ain't going to break the bank. So make sure you are supporting in that way, y'all, because it helps the channel. Yeah, if you look at all the things that you gotta have cameras and your phones and equipment and all this stuff for sound, lights, that stuff costs money. And nobody ain't forced us to do it. But what I'm saying is it takes a lot to do this. It's not that easy. And so, yeah, if you have a group of people who are willing to support, that is amazing. But at the same time, you got to be willing to put in the work. You can't just sit back and don't do no work and want people to just pay. No, it don't work like that. You got to put in the effort. You got to work hard. So, yeah, while something seems good and it's, you put in the minimum work and you getting paid, that doesn't last, as we see, and you want more, but you're not going to get the more until you start putting in the work. That's like with anything. You work hard towards something, you expect to for it to, you want a reward, you want it to benefit you, but it's not if you just, this is why I say, it's cool to go on panels and stuff, but when you go on panels with less subscribers or in less engagement than you, it does not benefit you. You can do that if you like those people and you want to support them. Fine, I'm all for the support, but it does not really benefit you. Your subscribers don't go up when you go on other panels. It only helps them. If you're a familiar face and people like you, then they follow you over there, then they follow those people. And if you are supporting those people, more than likely your fan base may support them. It's not a guarantee, but they may, but that's only going to benefit them. It doesn't give you any more subscribers or any more numbers than them, than what they might have the potential to get. So this is why you have to be careful when you do that, because especially if you're still trying to grow your own platform, you can lend all of your time to these other people and then you neglect your own stuff and you don't grow. You become stagnant while they continue to grow. So you got to be careful with that. I'm just saying, especially when you've put thousands and thousands of dollars into your platform, because those people aren't going to pour thousands of dollars into you. That's for you to do. You know what I mean? So you can't just, you got to consider that. Eric Williams, thank you for the super chat, says, what's good, Dee? Mika is looking bad right now, going to the public and telling what went on between her, Anton, and this might backfire on her. I agree, Eric. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I'm just telling her, sister girl, don't do that. Stop doing that. Thank you, Eric Williams. I appreciate the support. Ish Talking, thank you for the super chat, says, showing love, enjoying the content. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for showing love. I appreciate you for being here. And I appreciate you giving the super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Baby, that's crazy. But let's continue. We almost done with this, y'all.
People that I can potentially do business with. I grew up very upper echelon here in Washington, D.C. And my parents.
You grew up very echelon here in D.C., but you act like a hood rat. You don't give upper echelon to me. You give, I'm going to suck some D to get to where I need to go. That is what you're giving. There's nothing upper echelon about you. You don't give that you come from nothing. You don't give that you have shit. Because you're sitting here acting as if you don't know what she's talking about. And you know very well what she's saying, but what she ain't saying because she's trying to be nice. But you reached out to her. Oh, y'all's going to get even more crazier because she goes into talking about her manager. How the hell do you have a manager when you have no motion? Nobody even knows who you are. You don't even have a big enough fan base. Now, when Tasha goes into saying, like, you got a manager, I can get a manager too. I had like 200,000. Girl, a manager for what? A manager costs money. You ain't making no money. Make it make sense, ma'am.
Part of country clubs, and we went on a lot of times as children. So I've seen this over and over again. So
what did your husband think about you going courtside? What did your husband think about that?
Oh, so my husband was absolutely fine with my picture because at the end of the day, everything that I do, my husband is aware of.
So keep in mind, guys, she's never making eye contact. So that's the most uncomfortable thing about this. She's literally looking over to something. And it almost seems as if she's reading. If I'm talking to you, why am I looking over here? Like she's doing this. This is how her eyes are going. She may make some subtle looks every now and again, but her whole presence is looking off to another area of the room. And I'm surprised Tasha didn't call that and say, what are you looking at?
I don't hide anything from my husband. This is my husband. So anything that I do, anything that I'm going to say, like this interview or anything else that I do, my husband is aware of.
Oh.
This hoe is either using ChatGPT to answer these questions or something is prompting her, because hopefully she puts this on YouTube, but y'all got to see her.
Not the ChatGPT, girl. Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ. You know, a lot of people refer to ChatGPT for everything. You know, it's just funny. I ain't gonna lie. You know, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, y'all. And much respect, like I said, much respect to Mika, Miss Mika. Don't take it personal, ma'am, because I'm telling you what you should do to benefit yourself, honey. To benefit yourself. You don't need to go on all these. Girl, build your channel up. I would tell anybody, focus on your own podcast. And if you want to do political, do the political. Because this too shall pass. And if you focus on that, you may get an audience that gravitates to that. But keep perpetuating this here stuff is gonna only prolong that. I'm just telling you. Just telling you. Whitney 9575, thank you for the super chat. Says, let's get DeeDee to 1 million. I know that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right, Whitney. I know that's right, baby. I'm claiming it right now. That's what I'm saying. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, love. Thank you. Yes, let's claim it. Let's run it up. Run it up. Come on now. But nah, I appreciate you. Thank you once again, Whitney. Baby, let's continue, y'all.
Her motion and how she's looking is literally over here. She's saying, my husband is a part of everything I do. Like, why are you not looking this way, ma'am?
Okay.
This is a mess, y'all.
Is it worth your reputation being tarnished online? You having to contact platforms such as myself to clear your name?
Ooh.
Is you hanging with another man? We've never seen your husband. This is the first time we're hearing about it. Is this worth your reputation? You say you know, DC is a very small town. I'm familiar with DC and a lot of the money that walks around DC. I know the people, especially the Black people. There's not too many of them around there that make money like that. So they're gonna know you and just talk about this platform. So what I'm saying is it worth your reputation to have to get out here and defend that you're not sleeping with him?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And again, like I said, everything that I've done with Anton has been all business dealings.
Before we started the call, your manager was on the phone with you. Mm-hmm. I was shocked that you had a manager.
Okay.
Do you know why?
No, I don't know why.
Because you have no movement.
Okay.
I didn't get a manager, my first manager, until like 200,000. Like, and that was, you don't have any movement. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, you have a manager. That was a little taken aback for me, because I was like, you have absolutely, like, you're in spaces, but you don't have any movement.
Let's just break that down. What Tasha said, you have no movement. This is all about the money game. This is what it's about. You have a manager for what? Girl, you don't even have enough subscribers. You don't have enough followers. It don't work like that. Managers need to get paid. So are you telling me you have a real manager that is working with you, but you have no motion, is what she's saying. Motion is you don't have enough going on that would facilitate you having a manager. It doesn't make
Right. I mean, but you know what? Sometimes people have this mentality in their mind. They think they're bigger than what they are. It's a real thing, y'all. This is why I don't like delusional aspect. I don't like people who speak with this delusional mindset, because I know that is something that's psychologically wrong. Sometimes people really see themselves as bigger than what they really are. They do a couple of things and they're like, they're bigger than the program. They're too cool for school. Like, they really be thinking that they're bigger than what they really are in their mind. In their head, they're superstars. But in real life, they're not, and they get it mixed up. They get it misconstrued. They start believing what's in their head, but to the rest of the world, people are like, who the hell are you? We don't know you from a can of paint. So yeah, sometimes people in their mind think that they're bigger than what they actually are, and they start talking like that, and then people are like, what the hell? Like, what are you wasting money on them? You don't need no manager. You can manage yourself. Successful MD says, DeeDee, I need my W-2. Thank you, Successful MD. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Tasha is right. She had 200K followers, and then she got a manager because maybe at that point she needed one or whatever. It's like people be jumping too fast, or want to seem bigger than what they are, wanting people to see them as something that they're not. And then, but we got eyes and we can see, and it's social media, so you can easily go and look to see what's happening. And on top of that, we know that people can inflate their views. You can buy views, you can buy engagement, you can do all of that, And it was even more popular back then. People were doing it all the time. They were buying, but there's ways to do it now that is, acceptable with YouTube, and Google and all of that. So there's ways you can inflate your views, you can inflate your engagement and all of that. But that still takes money, and you have to maintain that, because if you don't really have those views, that takes money. I've known people to take out loans. People have taken out major loans to inflate their channels. But back in the day, when I started doing YouTube, beauty world wise, they were doing it big. They were signing to these MCM. They were signing to brand deals and companies who would do that for them to make the engagement look bigger. It helped you to get more brand deals and sponsorships. It worked for a lot of big beauty influencers. They did that. It was a big thing that they was doing back then, way before YouTube was open, because YouTube then changed a lot. You used to, in the beginning, you had to have a certain amount of subscribers to even qualify for the back to where it is now. So initially you had to qualify to be a part to even monetize your channel. It was only a select few who were doing it. And then they opened it to the public where everybody could monetize. And now it's back to where you have to have a certain amount of numbers and all of that. And it's changed like that. But back then, people were signing to these companies for brand deals where they would inflate their views and subscribers and all of that. And it would help them get all these brand deals that pay really well. I mean, I remember there was one, there was a hair brand where people were getting $20,000 and $30,000 per deal. A lot of these old beauty influencers and vlog channels, they made a lot of money. I don't know if y'all familiar with Jeffree Star, and you have there's a whole, I can't name them all. A lot of them are not doing it anymore. But ooh, baby, when they made millions, when I say they made millions of dollars, they made millions of dollars. They made a lot of money. And so now, and this is beyond just this scope of it. These are a lot of the Asian influencers, white influencers. Oh, they made hella money off YouTube. And they had to change it because these people were making so much money then they switched it up, because a lot of these people got super rich off of YouTube before people even realized that you could make that kind of money on YouTube. Now it's changed again. It's a little different now, but boy, did they make a lot of money. When I tell you, I know a bunch of people made millions and millions of dollars off of YouTube. So it was definitely possible to do it, but now it's, you can make a lot of money, but it's a little different. It's a little different. Yeah, but let's continue.
Make any sense? This girl is full of shit, and she is again.
Oh, and my point was, there's no sense for you to have a manager to make yourself look big. That you're just wasting money. You don't need a manager for what? You can manage the amount of subscribers you got. What you managing? Like what the manager is managing. Managers can't do no more than what you could do unless he going and pay for engagements or something like that. And now that backfires, because if you do that, then it messes with your algorithm, because now YouTube has this algorithm thing. So if you go and getting all these bots, and now it could push you further back. Now it makes your engagement down to nothing unless you continue to pay and pay and pay. And if you got it like that, I guess you could do it, fake it till you make it, to make it look like you got something until you actually get it. I don't know how beneficial that is these days. Black Unity, thank you for the super chat. Says, my theory: if Mika has a manager, it's through Anton. I doubt everything he says, including I doubt everything she says, including the husband. Oh my God. Thank you, Black Unity. I appreciate you so much for the support and the super chat and for being here. Yeah, I mean, child, it is what it is, y'all. Y'all know that meme what the African dudes are like, it is what it is. It is what it is, y'all. Oh my God. Baby, thank you once again, Black Unity. I appreciate you. Let's continue.
I'll chase it again, and let me see if I can show you. I don't know if I can show you because sometimes it kind of glares off. In this interview, she's literally looking the other way. Like I said, hopefully she'll publish it, so everybody can actually see it.
Right.
What I'm saying is, and I'm not speaking down on you, he said something to you that kind of raised my eyebrows. He said, "Remember what I told you," and you were like, "I got it." What did he mean by that?
Well, first of all, this would be the first time that I would have to talk to someone to actually interview about anything that may be semi-personal or even my business dealings. So again, that's something that he has to talk to me about. And that's something that a manager does, especially a manager that absolutely knows the business. Because
okay, so Anton is her manager. What's her manager? That's what she's referring to. And I think Anton did say he manages her. Child. Oh my God. Dr. Devil Dog 1775. Thank you for the super chat. Says Mika is taking L's every time she gives another interview. Why she let Tasha interview her after that brother exposed her is beyond me. She still has a bright future behind her, literally, though. Hey, OnlyFans, child. Baby, that's crazy. But see, that look, she opened that can of worms, I will say. And that's sad and unfortunate that people, have reduced her to that. It's sad, but this is why you have to be careful how you move out here. Like, who wants to be, so you're supposed to be a married woman. Why would you want to be associated with OF and side pieces and all? That's crazy as hell. Did you not think that moving the way you did was going to attribute to that people are going to look at that and say, damn, I think it was best that she left out. She been not talk about her husband all this time. Probably was better not to even mention him at this point. Because once again, mentioning that you got a husband was a shock to everybody, and it also makes you even look worse. I said before, she should have left that part out, because then maybe people could understand, hey, she's a single woman, and it only reflect on Anton, and people be having questions about him. But now nobody need worry about him, because now it's like, girl, you got a husband, and this is what you doing, and you can't put that on nobody but yourself. Insane. Thank you, Dr. Devil Dog, once again for supporting the channel. I appreciate you, brother. Dre the Dream 42. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for supporting in that way. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, this is strange. I think she should have left the husband out of this, because it makes him look bad and it make her look bad. Let's continue.
my manager
don't tell me shit. He works for me.
Okay, well, my manager is very experienced. So again, if this is something that I'm doing for the first time, you talk to your client about what to expect, what is going on, and so forth.
Okay. So what did he tell you about me?
He didn't tell me anything about you. He told me what to expect on an interview.
Okay. All right. Which led to, the platform is big. And Mika, I've been doing this a long time.
Okay.
And I've dealt with a lot of personalities. And this is the first that I've heard of a woman being dragged across social media for being in some, I would consider as a wife. I don't know how Anton Daniel's wife do things, but I'm from the South. I don't give a damn how pretty you are. I don't give a damn if you're an ugly bitch. Niggas hit an ugly bitch before they hit a pretty bitch any day, okay? All I'm saying is, this is the first time that I've seen a dynamic like this, and now you guys are doing business trips together. Your husband is nowhere around.
We do not do business trips together.
I had to stop it there. Tasha says you guys are doing business trips together. Okay. We don't know where they've been before, but she clearly stated that she has went to Anton's hometown, Detroit, at least 3 times. Is that not a business trip? Or maybe wouldn't you call it a business trip? Now, we know that she went with Anton to Corey Holcomb's show. Was that not a business trip? You see how this girl is deflecting and lying? The only person that does that is somebody that's trying to cover something up. Well, listen to what she says when Tasha says you guys are going on business trips together.
That you guys met up and he was in town for a basketball game.
No, no, ma'am. What I said was I went to Detroit. You said taking business trips together.
Is that not a business trip?
No. You said we took business trips together and we never took.
Did you go to Detroit?
Did she not go to Corey's show? So let's say, I guess what she's saying, since she went to him, they didn't take a business trip together. But did they not both go to LA? Because she doesn't live in LA. Anton doesn't live in LA. Wouldn't that be a business trip together? But she's fighting for her life and saying, we didn't go on a business trip together. What is the relevance in lying? Because we know.
Yeah, I mean, and he even said they showed up. They were in the same car. Were they staying in the same hotel? Probably. Did they share a room? I don't know. But y'all showed up to the Corey Holcomb show together and y'all left together. So that would be considered a business trip together. It's semantics. Like, oh, maybe we didn't. I don't know, because I don't know. But it just don't look good, period. I don't care how you try to slice it, how you try to smack it, flip it, rub it up, rub it down. Oh no. Girl, this ish don't look good, period. And then the fact that you got a husband, it is worse. I don't care how you try to beatbox around it and shift and shimmy and move it to the left, to the right, to the front, to the back. I don't give a damn how you try to flip it up, spin it. It looks bad on you. We're not even focused too much on Anton anymore, girl, because you're the woman in this situation. And women, this is why women have to move a certain way. And if she didn't learn anything from this, that's too bad. Because hopefully she learned, girl, get it together. Understand that this, when you are a public figure, because that's what we all are now, public figures, you got to move a certain way, especially if you don't want these implications, especially if you don't want to be looked at in a negative light. You have to move a certain way. Damn it, people. When I first came into this, because I'm used to posting pictures of makeup and beauty world, because that's where I come from. Child, when I came here, girl, I be posting regular pictures, and people like, oh my God, why are you posting that picture? You're a wife. I'm like, God damn, y'all, that's serious, huh? God damn, okay. Shit. I'm like, damn, they be on it. They be like, damn, they hold you to a higher standard. And, while I don't see anything wrong with posting pictures, but it's a different thing to be showing up with men and different dudes and showing your cheeks and all that. I think that's just too much. That's what you and your husband are down with it. Y'all okay with that? That's a different story. But girl, this looks bad. It look bad. It look bad. Let's continue.
Oh, that you and him went to Corey Holcomb's show together. We know that. You have addressed that. But she's saying we didn't. What's going on here?
See him for business?
I went to Detroit. Correct.
Okay, so and then you guys went to a Detroit basketball game and sat courtside.
Correct.
Okay, and you did other things out together on a business trip, correct?
No. So from there, went right back to the studio.
And his wife didn't mind you going along to the game?
No, I told you, his wife understands his business dealings, and she's there 90% of the time, if not 99%
Well, she wasn't there in LA when y'all went to the Corey Holcomb show. So stop the lies, Mika.
of the time. She's just usually off camera.
But she went with you that day at the game.
No, she was not.
Your husband could take another woman to a basketball game?
Tasha, we're not here to talk about my husband.
I'm here to talk about your character.
Okay, well, my character is A1 because this is a woman. I've talked to his wife in person. She met me the first day I came out, and I can tell you that I have no
question. Can your husband take another woman that looks like you to a basketball game?
If my husband was doing business as I'm doing it, or as Anton is doing, or something that deals in that arena, yes, he just can't go to one. But again, Tasha, we're here to talk about me. My character, again, is A1 because I'm squared away with the wife.
I don't think you have a husband. I think that's a safe word for you.
No, well, Tasha, I'm sorry.
Now, wait a minute. Now, see, this is the part that really got me. Tasha said, I don't believe you have a husband. Girl, and if she was keeping it real, and I'm just gonna keep it real. If your man, I don't care if you was talking about doing business or not, had a woman that looked like you, right? And he said he going on a trip with her and they meeting up and would you be okay with that? Hell to the no. Most women would not be okay with that. I don't care. And that's disingenuous to say, oh, he wouldn't go. What you mean? Like, oh, because he's not in that position or whatever. He probably wouldn't want to do something like that, maybe. But if the tables were reversed, would you be okay with your man going with a woman that looked like? Probably not. Hell no, I know I wouldn't. Hell to the no. And I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and act like it's no, trying to justify your points now, but good and well, there's no way my husband would be going nowhere with nobody. I don't give a damn who she is. I don't care what she look like. No, hell no. That's not something I'm okay with. And I'm not afraid to say it. Hell, come on now. Whitney, once again, thank you for the super chat. Says Mika is a knockout. If YouTube don't work out, then modeling would be good for her. What type of modeling, Whitney? What type of modeling? Because, modeling, there's all different types of modeling, Mika looks short. Mika has a short torso. Mika has a short neck. She has big legs. She's short. What type of model, Whitney? With all due respect. Thank you, Whitney. I appreciate you for the super chat. But baby, everybody think they can model till you go in that modeling world. What you gonna model? Shoes? Clothes, maybe? And even them, they don't want you to be thick like that. Mika is thick. She's thick. She's short, little short, thick. Like you modeling, everybody can't model, what kind of model? Yeah. Oh, they're saying IG. Oh my God. Y'all are crazy. Thank you, Whitney. I appreciate you for the super chat. I'm not saying that. Y'all crazy as hell. But anyway, Tasha said, girl, I don't believe you married, child. I almost fell out when I first heard that. Let's continue, child.
You think what you
She said, I don't think you have a husband. And I don't think you have one either, ma'am, because I don't need to, tell the world I'm married. But the fact that people start thinking that I'm, messing with somebody else's husband, that's the first thing. Hold on, I got a husband. You would notice in this interview, she has on a ring on her finger or whatever the ring finger is, honey. I don't remember. But anywho, now she mysteriously has a ring on. I don't believe she got a husband either. I think this is something that they came up with.
But guess what? Tasha will listen. This is why I'm saying whoever her manager is, they should have informed her who Tasha really is, because Tasha investigates. She does. And Tasha gonna tell the girl, now, if you ain't got a husband, now I'm gonna have to report the news. I'm gonna have to report an update, and she will. You best believe she will. So I don't know. They should have told her, look, Tasha don't play. If Tasha don't believe something or something is suspicious, she gonna find out. She gonna get to the bottom of it and she gonna report on it. So hopefully it is on the up and up, because Tasha will report on it. I mean, they should have told her that about Tasha. Let's continue.
And that this is, whatever type of relationship that they have going on, but that was going to be the determinant. Hey, I got a husband, but you don't have no pictures of your husband on your social media. You talking about you protecting him, but you the woman. No, he protects you. It doesn't make any sense.
think, but I'm telling you the truth. I can't help what you think. But because you don't move like a married woman. Okay, well, I understand what you think, Tasha, and I understand how you feel. But again, I am.
It doesn't. That is that you don't move.
And when you skated around that question,
No,
you don't feel comfortable talking about it, and then you pick, coincidentally, after the internet has dragged you my platform, which is very big, to say that now you have this invisible husband that no one knows about.
A lot of people know about my husband. I'm from a small town, so a lot of people know about my husband. And then,
if there's a husband, I can find out about it. I can't do it right now, but I can. You do know that, right?
that's absolutely fine. But
I'm just
again,
telling you, if there's no husband, and you say that there's a husband, and when there's some issues with the husband, then I got to report, because now you're open up Pandora's box.
Tasha, there's no issue with the husband. I've answered every question that you've asked, and I've answered it truthfully. I have a husband.
Do you think your relationship with Anton is deemed as publicly appropriate?
Yes, I've never done anything with Anton that has not been business.
See, that's the problem. And see, this is why I say maybe she just don't know. She don't realize that was an inappropriate situation. Some people don't see it like that, and they don't see what's appropriate versus what's inappropriate. And clearly what we've seen is inappropriate for any married person, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Unless, and then the fact that your husband didn't, she said her husband never met him or whatever. I mean, if I would love to hear from the husband, how does he feel about all of this? That your wife is plastered all over social media being considered somebody's side piece by her own volition. You're doing these things thinking probably she could have been innocent enough. It could have been innocent to her. It could have been her. I will say maybe she thought it wasn't no big deal. Everybody don't know. Everybody don't always know. But I mean, having a husband though, would you think like, damn, wait a minute, is this disrespectful to my husband? Like, should I do this or should I let my husband? I mean, I don't know. Maybe she just clearly didn't know and she didn't see it as disrespectful, but everybody else sees it as such. I don't know. Black Unity, thank you for the super chat. Says, I don't believe Mika would have a husband that wouldn't go see Corey after what he said. It's just not believable to me. See, that's what a lot of people think. That man called her out her name. Whereas I would think the husband would have popped up at some point to say, hold on. But this is why I say too, as women in this space, you have to have respect for your husbands. You have to think about your husbands and how you're representing them. There's certain things you shouldn't do as a wife and even on social media. And I just think, this is something that you have to be cognizant of. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, I don't see anything wrong with communicating with the person opposite sex about if y'all collaborating or whatever, but you can only take that so far as a married woman. Same thing like with any business. If you're in the entertainment business, which this could be considered entertainment, you have to watch the way you move. You can't do certain things. And this is why a lot of people want to portray themselves as single, because as a single person, the perception is, oh, she could be mine. Oh, I could possibly get to her. Oh, I could possibly have something with her. This is why they didn't want entertainers to admit if they was in a relationship or not. Why? Because you want to seduce the opposite sex. And if you're presenting yourself as an attractive young woman who's single, then that gives the male view an idea that, oh, I could flirt with her. I could possibly be with her. You know, the allure of, oh, I'm single and I'm available. That's what that says. But when this is why, this would be a reason why you wouldn't say that you're married, because you want the allure to the male gaze to say, I'm single. You might have a chance. It's almost like flirting, but not making it aware that you're flirting, with the idea of posing the idea of, I'm single and I might be available. So any man looking at you as they can look at you as a possible option. That's why that is. When you say you're married and you move a certain way, that's saying off limits. I'm strictly here for entertainment. I'm going to talk. I'm going to engage, but I'm not on the table. I'm not available. I have a husband. I have a whole family, and I ain't looking for nothing outside of that. Oh my God. So that's when it could turn into, okay, we respect her. She got a man, yada, yada. Look, we here for what she got to say. We like her content, but she's off limits. Some people still look at that as an opportunity to sell themselves, because as long as people know you're available, you get more. You know, they're thinking, oh, you could get more attention. The more attention you get, the better. The more eyes on you, the more men think that you're available, the more they'll patronize you. Am I wrong? If I'm lying, I'm flying. Am I right? Wrong? Do y'all agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Put agree or disagree. I want to know if I'm speaking something that may be factual, because you remember, it's all an opinion. But that could be part of that reasoning. Thank you, Black Unity. I appreciate you. Whitney says, like model for Savage Fenty or Runway. Okay, maybe, possibly, Whitney. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe. Thank you once again, Whitney. I appreciate you for the support. Yeah, leveraging beauty. Yeah, and people do it all the time. She wouldn't be, if that's what she's doing, she wouldn't be the first to do it. It happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Let's continue. Oh, I think this is probably the end.
And he's never propositioned you or flirted with you?
Absolutely not. He does not proposition me.
Okay. All right, well, listen, I wasn't going to come on here and just let you, say what you wanted to say. I had to pressure you a little bit.
I understand.
I'm just saying, you want to be around my nigga. I'm not insecure. You wouldn't, not with this. And we're going to make sure we put up a hole. You got BBL or you natural?
No, I am 100% natural.
That was your eyes too?
Everything. Everything that you see on my page is everything that you hold on.
Okay.
Let me answer. Everything that you see on my page is. However, if you want to talk about, do I wear contacts from time to time? Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, you don't move like a married woman. I'm just saying. Like,
I understand what you are saying, but my initial point still stands. As long as my husband knows my.
Okay, guys. So.
Yeah, once again, and shout out to Keisha, child. Shout out to them. Shout out to Mika. Shout out to Anton. Shout out to everybody. It's just, this is just still, I will stand by what I'm saying, child. This was a hot mess. It is. She got to defend herself and pick up the pieces and all this kind of stuff. Child, Anton moved on doing what he do. He doing his work and he ain't stopped. And she's over here trying to do interview after interview, which once again, if Mika is hearing this, Mika, that's a mistake, honey. Switch that narrative. Stop talking about that. Because I think a lot of people had moved on from that. There are people who have moved on. I know I certainly had moved on. I'm like, it is what it is. I don't know these people personally, so it ain't really my business for real. But I moved on because I don't want my content just to be on Mika and Anton Daniels. No, I got other stuff I want to talk about and laugh about. And I got content that I want to do, funny content. I want to do content. I like the cam videos or the crashing out people. I like all types of stuff. So I'm going to incorporate it into my platform. Why not? And hopefully, people engage and stick around for that, because you want to be a part of it. But I'm not going to sit here and just sit and harp on people's business like that, on that one thing, because it doesn't make sense. You don't want to be locked into that one thing. I know I don't. And there's more things that I want to talk about and address or have an opinion on, that's the whole point of me doing this. But so I don't want to be locked into just that, just somebody's business with what they got going on, no, there's other things I want to talk about. So, but if it's popular, and if it's on social media, if it's a hot topic, I will be addressing it. Oh my God. Come on, that's part of the business. Once you learn the business, you respond accordingly. Anything that's sensationalized and is getting a lot of views and it's popular on social media, I will react to it because I got to remember I am a content creator. So I'm going to give my little 2 cents, you know, and that's just that. So if it's popular, yeah, I'll give my 2 cents on it and keep it moving. But yeah, it is never personal or anything like that. It's just my opinion because I'm a content creator. That's it. That's it. That's why I leave it. I don't know how to OSIM 6722. I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you. Says nice work. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you being here. Thank you once again for the support. Yeah, so once again, I would say to Mika, move on. Anton moved on from this. I don't hear him talking about this. Move on, girl. Focus on your political work if that's what you want to do. Build that up, get an audience for that, and keep it moving. You know, stop. You're bringing yourself down. This is not the way to success, because it's not like you're proving that Anton is a messed up person and he bad and everybody agree with you. No, you're proving that you were complicit in something that you weren't even aware of, and it's making you look bad, and you implicating yourself. You know, this is not proving that you're not a side chick. It's almost as if you're making the case that you could have been. And I'm not saying that she is. I'm saying she's making it seem like with these sketchy interviews as if she was one. It does not prove that you weren't. It's almost implicating you as potentially, allegedly being one. And I hope she sees that as such and just stop doing them interviews about that. If anything, if you could do interviews with big platforms, you should be talking about your political podcast and your views on political agendas. That would reinforce what you're actually trying to go towards, as opposed to taking you away from it. Yeah, because this is not working in my opinion, y'all. It's just my opinion. Dreader Dream said, facts, her damage control is making it. Yeah, it's making it worse. And I would love to tell her that, you know, like I said, I've been doing YouTube a long time too. And I've seen a lot of these things fall apart. Stop talking about that. Talk about something that benefits you and your channel, because this does not. It just makes her look more sketchy. It makes her look like a liar. The girl could be probably telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. She's probably being honest and truthful, but it's you trying to convince people that is actually not very convincing. In my opinion, and it's making you look worse, honey. So stop. Go get back to the goal. Your goal is to build your platform up. You want to build it up. You want to talk politics. Talk about that. Talk about all the salacious stuff going in the political world. Keep talking about it more. Talk about it more. More content. And then you'll develop an audience where this will be put behind you. This will be pushed behind. And then people will start to look at you for what you're really about and focus on that, because this ain't it, you know? I'm just saying. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all for being here. Shout out to everybody who was in the building, everybody who supported via Super Chat or Cash App. I appreciate you guys for that, because you didn't have to. But thank you so much for supporting in that way. It definitely helps the channel out. Like on your way out, hit the like button on your way out, y'all. Stay tuned for more content, y'all. Stay tuned for more videos, more live streams. Stay tuned for more content in general. Make sure you have that notification bell turned on so that you'll be notified when I go live or post new content, y'all. Stay tuned for more. I appreciate y'all so much. Hit the like button on your way out, y'all. Thank y'all once again. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. Y'all take care. I love y'all for the support and everything that you do and what you have done for this channel. There's more to come, y'all. There's more to come. So stay tuned, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah. Peace out. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.
DeeDeesReactions. DeeDeesReactions. I hope you enjoy the show. Like, share, subscribe. You know it's a vibe. Like, share, subscribe. 'Cause you know reactions. Tell a friend, it's DeeDeesReactions. It's DeeDeesReactions. DeeDeesReactions. Later.